Hello and welcome back to tonight's episode of Drachmae and Demigods. I am Sammy Ferber and I'll be your host for the evening. Welcome to our very special 50th episode of The Links of Tartarus. That is wild. So many hours of content. Speaking of hours of content, if you're not completely caught up with the Links of Tartarus campaign, you can always go back and look at our entire archive on YouTube at our YouTube channel. You can find the link for that down below. Or if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, hello! You clicked on the 50th episode. If you want to click on a different episode, click on a different episode. So, with that being said, let's hop into the story. Let's get right into it. It's date night. It's date night in Delphi, and we're so excited to be here. So, previously on Drachmae and Demigods, Anura followed up on a long-standing date request from Lysandra the Talker, one of the bards teaching at the Lyre Song School in Delphi. At the same time, Alexios asked Lileo for romantic advice at the five-string lyre, in preparation for a date with Kora. A date, it's important to note, he has not yet asked Kora to go on, but we'll get to that. Meanwhile, Illmaye continued investigating the upcoming God's Blood divination ritual organized by Archmage Kenai, leading to her, Adagio, and Anura going to Kenai's tower and actually seeing the ritual chambers mid-preparation. While there, Kenai told them what his true motivations are, in an attempt to get the entire party to agree to participate in the ritual. Turns out, he's pathetically in love with Hecate, the goddess of arcane magic, and has spent his entire life attempting to woo her and gain her favor. While he hopes to gain precious knowledge from this ritual and improve the relationships between the demigods and their gods, the ritual also serves as a trial run for an eventual ritual with a Hecatean demigod, allowing him to finally talk to his goddess face to face. Or at least that's what he claims. Who's to say? So, coming into this date preparation moment, Anura Alexios, your date is tonight, and I will give you guys an afternoon to prepare. So, what are you doing with your time?
Well, first, I would like to track down Kora and ask her.
Sure. First of all, DJ, there's some, coming from your mic. But...
No, I think it's from
Isaac.
Isaac's.
Oh, Isaac? Shame on you.
What? It's hot. The fan is right next to me. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, Alexios, where are you looking? The last place you saw her was at Sunbrow Manor. What are you doing?
Anura has taken, Illmaye took a room back. So, I'm gonna look at one of the guest rooms.
Okay. It's not hard to find a room that, I mean, also at Sunbrow Manor, you could just ask any of your staff and they point you to the room that Kora has holed up in.
That would make more sense. I'm sorry.
But you get to the door is locked.
Gonna knock. Nice knock.
Hello? Who is it?
Alexios?
Oh, do you need something?
I was hoping to speak with you, if possible.
All right. One moment. You hear some shifting in the room, and then a lock unlocks. She opens the door, sort of stands in the doorway. Can I help you?
I was wondering if you're, what's on the agenda for today for you?
Oh, nothing really. I've got some books in here, and just sort of a night of reading.
I was, you want to spend time with me?
Make a persuasion check.
Hey, Sammy, real quick, you might have to add me back over for Streamlabs because
What
my computer
happened?
crashed. My computer crashed!
You poop.
You literally said, "All right, guys, I'm gonna hop over," and then my computer blue screened. So.
Yeah. I'm looking up my persuasion modifier. Please
There
be
you go, you're
good.
good.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's 19
19. She looks at you
plus five.
and
Plus five.
oh, okay. 24.
Yeah.
You see some color get to her cheek. She goes, in what sort of capacity?
Uh, a date.
Oh,
At some point.
all right. Sure. Yes. Let's go on a date.
I feel weird that I said it like that. Now I want to get to know you.
Oh, that's not much to me, really.
Uh, I doubt that, but uh, let's say in about 6 hours.
Oh, tonight.
Yes, I like the element of surprise.
Oh, all right. What sort of date is this going to be?
Uh, it's a surprise. Um, all I need for you to bring at first is yourself. I'll meet you out front. We'll go for a walk, and then we'll go from there.
All right. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, I'll see you. And I'm gonna go. Like walk.
You just as you walk away, she just sort of stands in the doorway for a while, and then eventually you hear the door close.
I did it.
First hurdle down, buddy. So, how are you spending the rest of the afternoon preparing, or are you doing anything?
Uh, yes. The Paloma would be there
Yes.
at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get her.
You see, she's down in the dining room, just eating some. Looks like a bowl of grapes. Yeah.
Hey, I got a project I want to work on. You down?
Okay. Sure.
Actually, I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, I could start it with you and you can finish.
What is it?
Uh, gauntlets.
Oh. Okay. Like armor.
Of ogre power.
Ah. Okay. I've never attempted before, but I mean, I understand the theory.
Uh, yeah, I mean, listen, when we're done, you're gonna be badass. Well, they're not for you, but we're
Uh,
gonna throw some new stuff in the middle of it.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I can test one out. See if it's sort of like a preliminary attempt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while we're on that, I do have a question for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself going after this?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just uprooted my entire fucking life.
But the point is that we were always going to get you to the point where to the place you need to be. So, I mean,
I
it
want to
might be a
build.
good thing to think about.
I want to build things. I want to make a lasting impression on this godforsaken planet.
Adventuring?
Not opposed to adventuring. Not necessarily where I see myself, but I can throw down.
We have a school here full of people with basically nowhere to go.
Are you saying I should apply?
Or interview.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Is it an artificer school? Is it like master?
That actually may be an open position.
Huh. I'm not opposed to that.
I mean, it's not where I would see you, but if that's what you want, then
I just want to be able to build and for people to learn my name.
you're always going to be the war dove.
You're goddamn right I am. Where's this school?
I forget which district it's in.
Wow, it's the Light's Eye in the Training Ground District.
Yes, notes. Gonna rewrite them, I promise. Light's Eye in the training district. I can introduce you to the headmaster.
Sure, yeah. Maybe tomorrow. I need to see if I'm really interested.
Definitely. But let's get to work. I have a date.
You're gonna give her ogre gauntlets?
No, this is more of a way to distract myself before. Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm all for distractions. Let's go build some shit.
Wait, you're a girl, right?
Last time I checked.
You have any tips? Do you date?
Oh boy. Yes, I date. Are you hitting on me?
No.
Good,
Oh.
because that's not our vibe.
Yeah, sister, brother.
Right. Done. I'm gonna go build some shit.
Yeah.
She goes up the stairs.
And on my way up to my room, can I like go past Illmaye's and talk to her? Just really fast.
Sure. We'll say eventually Illmaye makes her way back to the house.
Oh, you left this morning?
Well, Illmaye was at the tower of the Archmage.
Oh.
But eventually she would make her way back home.
Hey, Illmaye.
Yeah. What?
I have a request, and it's kind of weird. I was hoping you can help me.
Okay. What is it?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. I kind of like Kora.
I think we all know that.
It's obvious.
You bought her a dress, didn't you?
Y'all know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Point being, Uh, we're in a very precarious position, and I'm pretty sure you can understand me worrying about people getting too close who shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you gotta be careful with everybody. Just take Kenai, for example.
Okay, so um, I'm going on a date with Kora tonight, and I need you to look through her
Do my
shit.
thing. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, never thought you'd ask. I got you. What am I looking for?
Uh, anything really? Just anything weird. Six Sister-ish, Eyes of Gaia-ish, Dragon-ish. Just everything that wants to kill us. Look out for that.
All right, I'll do my best. Just so you know, I'm not the best with magic, so can't help you there, but I'll try and find anything that I can.
I'm pretty sure you can intimidate Keth into keeping something quiet if you had to use him.
Sure.
Also, remember, daughter of Athena, crafty, be careful.
I got you.
Thank you.
Well, have fun. Hopefully it goes well for you.
Yeah, can you imagine like me falling in love with someone who actually wants to kill us all?
Oh man, that'd be really ironic.
It seems me.
Truly on brand.
Gotta stay in character.
Yeah. So, after that conversation, Alexios, you continue. You go up to your room and you, with Paloma, begin to craft these gauntlets. Illmaye, spending a little bit of time in your room after a few hours, just because now you're sort of hyper aware of Kora, you do hear the sounds of Kora leaving the house at some point in the mid-afternoon. She's gone for about an hour or so, and then she comes back and goes back to her room. Anura, how are you spending your preparation time?
So does anyone remember if I kept the clothes that my dad let me borrow? Because I don't. I did keep them.
I'm pretty sure you
pretty
did.
sure.
Yeah.
I thought I did too, but I wasn't sure, and I'm too brain dead to actually remember. So,
You
okay.
did.
I'm good on clothes. I need to go
You
find
are a repeat outfit offender.
Lizzie
Listen,
McGuire.
motherfucker. Listen, motherfucker. Okay, then I'm gonna go find like some seeds or something. Cause like if I get some seeds, I could cast Druidcraft and I can get them to like start sprouting into flowers, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
Okay,
you could
I'm gonna do-
Druidcraft flowers into existence without seeds.
Oh, cool. Never mind. Then not gonna do that. I'm gonna go head over to the Fishbone District and kind of get an idea of like where the popular food spots are.
Sure. Go ahead
So
and
I
make an
know where to go.
investigation check.
Oh, thank you for actually giving me something I'm good at for once, Sammy. It's a 19.
19. What kind of food are you looking for?
Like a variety of things. So like whatever she says that she likes to eat, I can easily find it.
Sure. Okay. You ask around in the Fishbone District, and there aren't a ton of like established restaurants per se, but there's a lot of fish places, which you're not really looking for. But you ask around a bit, and with your role and with the fact that you're famous in this city, they direct you toward the docks, specifically to the main building where most of these ships check in. And they say that while it's not an official restaurant, it's sort of a well-kept secret in the Fishbone District, but there is a chef who works in that building. And anytime that they come across any foods on ships that are either illegal to transport, or something was wrong with the payment or whatever, anything that needs to be confiscated, exotic fruits, exotic meats, whatever, gets stored in this one building, and this chef, if you pay a hefty fee, will use some of these illegal or confiscated foods and cook you a meal with whatever they had that day.
Okay. Can I see if I can talk to the chef and see what he would have today?
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck. Wait a moment. I'm trying to reload D&D Beyond. I just happen to know my investigation +4. Now my computer's had the blue screen. You said persuasion, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a +0. I have a 0 charisma. I know that. Yeah, I do have a 0 charisma. It's a 13. I think
13,
very
okay.
unlucky.
So you head over to this building, you ask for the chef. You see this it's not super common that you see an overweight half-elf. They tend to be sort of slender in frame naturally. But you see this rather portly half-elven man come out. Definitely not what you would expect a chef to look like. Definitely looks more like a sailor, even a pirate. Like he looks dirty. He looks rough around the edges. But he comes. You looking for a meal, are you?
Yeah, I'm looking to get something hopefully later tonight. I was just wondering what had on the menu today.
Well, officially there is nothing on the menu, but for the right
Of
price, we might find some items for you.
What kind of item?
What kind of price?
Had it this, Sammy. What's the worst one of this?
I think for about 100 gold per person, I might be able to find some items for you.
Is Goliath alcohol illegal?
Not illegal. It's rare.
Rare? Okay, well, we never fucking drink it. So, I want to pull out the jug of Goliath alcohol and set it on. I guess, I don't know, is there a counter between us or something?
Essentially, yeah. This, like, you've almost walked into where a ship's captain would come to, like, fill out forms upon dock. So there is a counter between you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just set it down on the counter and look back
He
up.
looks at it. That's an odd appearance for gold.
This must be, if this could, lower the price a bit.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, God damn it. That's a 2. I was like, I'm going to add to that. That's not going to do shit. I can only make it an 8 at most.
I have a sophisticated palate, and that mountain ale will be no service to you here. 100 gold for something potentially illegal. It's more than reasonable.
Can I get an idea as to what it is? Because one of the people is vegetarian, so.
Alright. Well, exotic meat is off the menu. But we have plenty of fruits and vegetables and grains.
Can you bring that down to 150 for one of the saviors of the city?
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh, God. This is somehow going to be worse, I think. Okay, that dice went off the deck. It's a 2 again, so.
He just
First
looks
one
at
was
you.
a 20.
If you cannot afford this luxury, then perhaps you should go to some other venue tonight.
Trying to save a little bit of money so I could keep making some health potions for my friends. But if it's going to be it's going to be that much for it, I guess I'll go ahead and pass over 200 gold.
All right, you pass over 200 gold. You can mark that off in your inventory.
How many platinum would that be? Because that's what
20.
I have most of.
20
Okay,
platinum.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
He takes the gold, he opens the pouch and sort of inspects it before tucking it away into a pocket. We have a variety of interesting items that we've acquired over the last couple of days here at the docks. Exotic fruits from Illyria, dragon fruit and star fruit, not to mention some vegetables from the Persian continent, leeks and onions, and even quite a peculiar, unique grain of some sort from Crete.
What kind of grain?
I don't even know if there's a word for it. Some sort of long grain stick of sorts, but
Can I
quite...
see what it looks like?
No, you may not.
I was just wondering. Nature's kind of my thing, so I'm just curious about things like that.
With these ingredients, I can create more than a beautiful palette. Why don't you leave this to me?
I'll trust your judgment with it.
And what time will you be joining us?
What time did I say last week?
8 o'clock.
I said 8. Okay, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Wonderful. I will see you then. He walks off.
What was that? Wheat, Sammy?
No, it was pasta.
Okay.
I was gonna say, it's noodles.
I want to make noodles.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. At this point, I guess I'm gonna head over to where the Oracle's temple used to be.
Okay. How are you
So
getting?
I can just.
How are you getting to it?
I'm just going to take a wild shape.
Okay. You're
I'll
gonna
just
turn
take the
into a
wild-
bird and just sort of fly over?
I'll take the wild shape of dragon, so I don't have to drop it to get back over.
Sure. Sounds good. You just fly over. You stand
Fly
now in
now.
the ruins of this stone temple that bears almost no resemblance to the temple that you saw on that other plane of existence.
Is there any area around that looks like nice and open? Would be nice for like a little picnic or something.
Make an investigation check.
Hey, something I'm actually good at. That's a 5 if I did math right. I rolled a nat 1.
So it's a nat 1.
Yeah, it's a 5 if you add my investigation.
But you don't, because it's a nat 1. There isn't like a very clear picnic spot here. There are, there are plenty of patches of grass. Most have some element of rubble. But if you wanted to spend the rest of your afternoon clearing some of that rubble to make more of a picnic spot, you could.
Before I do that, can I just kind of fly over some of the parts of Delphi where I know there's like more nature-esque things and see if I can find another spot?
You'd have to go outside of the city.
It's okay, Olivia. Okay, then yeah, never mind. I'm gonna try and clear away some rubble and make a little spot then.
Okay. For the afternoon, just go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
God damn it! This is also +0. Can't keep rolling low, thankfully. 17.
Okay. So it does take you most of the rest of your day, and you end up like later after the last few hours, you have to slow down a bit because you don't want to be all sweaty and gross before your date. But you do manage to clear off a small picnic area, enough for you both to like lie down and look at the sky if you'd want to. You are certainly surrounded by rubble, but at least you'd be on grass.
Yeah, can I, as I'm clearing it, kind of like make the rubble not look terrible, kind of like neatly stack it, kind of thing?
Yeah, you do
Okay.
your best.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where's best is sometimes not good. So.
Yeah. Okay. Any other from any of the party? Any last things before the dates begin?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, in Regent's spare time, before what I'm about to do, I've been just canonically throwing it out there. I'm like drawing up boat upgrade ideas because I have some stuff that we'll go over whenever that happens.
Sure.
But I am going to go to the library.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes. I'm going to be looking for books about Nepeot or anything, I guess, kind of around there. Apple's Folly. Apple's Folly and Tritons.
Okay. Go ahead and make. What would you like to look for first?
Apple's Folly.
Apple's Folly. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. So, those little mystery packs, one of the things I got was a solid black painted metal D20.
Ooh, that's cool.
I can't see the numbers. We're going to roll it anyway. What is that? That's not bad. 14. What was it? Investigation?
Investigation.
-1. 13.
Okay. Apple's Folly. There is a book about the Isles of Ilium, which you pick up. There isn't a book specifically on Apple's Folly, but there is content about Apple's Folly in this book. You know that all of the Isles of Ilium used to go by different names, but were renamed after the Trojan War, after Trojan heroes, mostly. Patroclus, Odysseus, Ajax, Nestor, Achilles, all that kind of stuff. Apple's Folly, however, was named after what started the Trojan War. That the golden apple that the gods asked Paris of Troy to give to the most beautiful goddess. And of course, making that decision caused the Trojan War, led to him taking Helen of Troy, all that stuff. And so there is a fort on this island that they named Fort Helen. It's a fort from the Trojan War, named after Helen of Troy. And the town that is sort of set up around that fort and on the rest of this island was named Apple's Folly, to commemorate the foolishness that started the largest man-made war in all of humankind. In terms of like what Apple's Folly is like, there's not a ton of information. It doesn't seem like it's like a bustling metropolis by any means. It seems like it's a fairly quaint island city, more like a town.
I have a question in general.
Yeah.
Does Apple Folly still have that gold apple tree?
The gold apple was never at Apple's Folly.
But that's a thing, right? There's like a tree of apples that are gold or some blue, blue, blue.
That's how the myth goes, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then next I will do Nepeot.
I will say, just for timing reasons, that's probably all the stuff you could do tonight. But over the next few days or so, you could research more.
Yeah, and there was Tritons too, but
yeah. Oh, we'll after the date, we'll go through all of that.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Go
ahead.
I want to spend the whole day just like fussing like a mom. Oh my god, my children are going on dates. Or like walking around the house making like bouquets of flowers, making picnic baskets. I'm like, what are they wearing? What are they like knocking on Alexios' door 2 hours beforehand? I hope you're showering and getting ready.
I'm like druid crafting the flowers for Dashio to help him calm down.
Meanwhile, Alexios in the forest just ding, ding, ding.
And I'm gonna summon Kai again.
Okay.
Yes, because I forgot to do that like the last 3 streams.
Didn't you do that? Am I making that up?
More than 3.
Did I?
I think you did.
I thought you did.
Outside torch or something.
Are you sure?
I thought so.
I don't think you. I thought you couldn't find enough charcoal.
No, I
No,
bought
no,
everything to do it. I just didn't think I did because
I think you
Maybe that
brought
was
him
when I
back
was
in
out.
Voltura.
Or maybe you didn't have enough spell slots.
did I?
Yeah, I remember us
no,
talking
I
about
think
you.
I was
It was
going
like
to, but I don't. I think I didn't have
I
enough
thought we
spell
talked
slots.
about there was like a brazier on the street that gave you enough juice. I think
guess.
Kai's there.
I'll
I think you're fine.
Okay, cool
Yeah.
beans, cool beans.
Last
I'm
thing
gonna rope Amber
before
and Keth
Alexios,
into it too.
before Alexios and I leave, I just want to gather everyone and be like, all right, who wants to take bets on who messes up their date first?
I've already talked to the whole staff.
Well,
And I like rattle a bag of coins.
I'm voting you, Nora. Sorry, that
That's
interaction was.
fair. No, that is
you
fair.
I'm also voting Anura. Alexios managed to get Scorch in bed. So, gotta give him that one.
I'm gonna walk up to you
I
both
feel like
and
it's
give you a
more
little
like
hug and a
Scorch
pat.
got me
I
in
think-
bed.
I think you're both
It
gonna
still
do
happened, buddy.
great. You're both gonna do fantastic. You're not gonna fuck it up. It'll be great. It'll be great. Just be confident. All right,
look
confidence
at
is
Anora and be like,
everything. Look at me.
I
Listen,
Have you-
self-patch.
I'm
have
literally stupid, but I'm confident. All right,
Have you-
charismatic baby.
Heard what happened when I went to talk to her? Has
Listen,
Illmaye
The
told
whole
you the
town of
story?
Delphi is talking about it.
Shh. It doesn't matter. Confidence is key. And then I'm gonna slowly
my Uncle
fade
Nicholas
into
Keen, I
like the
would say.
thick of the
Or
room.
more
Stock,
than
stock,
my
and
new
stock again.
Lamborghini? Knowledge is all I can think of right now.
No.
Should I go take a
Con-
shower now?
We're
Probably,
leaving.
yeah.
What do you mean? You
Bruh.
should have showered. I must slap him with the flowers.
Don't break the flowers that I drew and crafted.
You can rinse off real quick,
Happening.
Alexios.
Thank you.
I'm assuming I did as well because I just
Yes, you guys both were both arrived like an hour or so before your dates, drenched in sweat, drenched in grime. Adagio was like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Full on rage. I grab them both by their ears and drag them to their rooms.
Yes, that is canon. I'm with that.
Yeah. All right. So, question just for me: are you guys double dating, or are these two separate dates?
They're two separate dates.
Where's Alexios?
Great.
Cool. I also want to spend the hour standing outside of Alexios' bathroom. Like, so where are you going? What are you doing? What do we have planned?
Not even asking me, damn.
You just said you had it planned.
Well,
Also, start Alexios' date first. I feel like I need to be dressed up for this. I'm gonna go put a button up on.
Okay. So, Alexios, you're picking someone up who lives in the same house as you. So, how's that happening?
I am going to get in my nice toga, my clean toga.
Nice.
I don't know if I would have. No, I wouldn't have asked my mom to help. I would have, done something to the hair,
Sure. Here's a
background.
question that I just need to ask. Armor and weapons.
No armor, no weapons.
All right.
I said that.
You got it.
Oh.
Okay.
So
So,
nerve-wracking.
Alexios, you put on the toga that you were given for the celebration here in Delphi. This beautiful toga with the line of red on it. You have just washed yourself, so you're feeling clean, you're feeling good, all the grime is gone, your nails are clean, which is impressive after the afternoon you just had that really caused them to be absolutely covered in soot and ash. But here you are, you've tied your hair back with just one dread, just sort of like hanging in front, all cool like. You're feeling good. You're feeling confident.
Hi. I
Oh,
was
you're
hoping to start. Oh, I thought that's not the.
Sorry, so are you going to her door? Are you waiting for her outside? What's happening?
I was waiting out front. Oh, I thought
Okay,
I
great.
said that. I'm sorry.
So
I'm
you
nervous.
are waiting outside of Sunbrown Manor, just casually, just sort of pacing, and eventually the front door opens, and you see Kora sort of peek her head out, and then come out, and you see her eyes are almost shining, and the eyes were the first thing you noticed when you first saw her. Anyway, those incredibly bright eyes and the high cheekbones. She's her hair is curled slightly in a sort of unique asymmetrical updo. She also is wearing a toga, a light, almost sky blue toga. She looks a bit nervous, but she looks good.
I figured we'd go pick up a couple things, maybe something to make for dinner. Your pick.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that sounds great.
So, Fishbone District.
Fishbone District it is.
You didn't have to dress up now. I actually have something nice for you later on tonight. You'll see.
That's fine. Thank you.
Problem.
You look nice.
Thanks. I don't get a lot of chances to dress up nice.
Of course. Shall we walk?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I wanted to get to know you so we could talk about everything stuff that I didn't know. Where are you from?
Originally, I traveled a lot when I was a child. I've been almost everywhere, really.
But no home? You were never...
Not anywhere that I would particularly consider a home. We traveled so much that I really felt like I spent more nights on the road than in a bed.
And what made you want to learn from my mom?
Oh, well, she's a master craftswoman, and I am on a mission to learn crafts from masters of all sorts of trades.
What have you mastered so far?
Calligraphy. I am a master calligrapher, and I am making my attempt at wood carving, and I've dabbled with some other art forms, but I have yet to really be an apprentice at anyone before your mother.
Well, we're going to the Fishbone District. We could pick up some materials. Would you care to show me something?
Her cheeks get red. No, that's quite all right. I don't need to. I get very focused when I'm working on such like that. I don't know if it's necessarily the most attractive way to see me.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna work on something both today. Well, I'm gonna make a surprise for you, and I mean, you can do whatever if you don't want to craft a little bit.
If you're...
You could still talk.
If you're leading my hands, of course I'll participate. Of course, you if your mother is to be believed, are also a master at your craft.
There's someone better, so I
There
wouldn't
always
consider.
is. Illmaye, how long are you going to wait before investigating Kora stuff?
I'm going immediately. As soon as I see them leave,
Okay, you immediately go to her door. She did lock it behind her.
That's no issue for me. Pull out my thieves' tools.
Go ahead and make your check.
My thieves' tools.
No! Well, it's an issue now, because that was a nat 1.
Oof.
Yeah.
At first you're like, did she enchant it? Like, you have you've checked every door in this house. As your house. You don't remember this being so difficult, but something about this lock has either been changed since the last time you investigated it, or you're losing your grip.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find Amber.
Sure. She's just doing a patrol. What do you need?
Do we have a master key for all the locks in this place?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god. What's my first? 9.
Now, what are you trying to poke around in?
Well, first off, this is our house. So I feel like I can have access to anywhere.
I mean, you
Second
certainly
off,
can.
Alexios asked me to do a certain task.
She sort of takes a big sigh and turns around, and you hear something clatter to the ground. She goes, I don't want anything to do with anything you're about to get yourself involved in. And she walks out of the hallway, but you do see, standing where she just was, a single skeleton key.
I knew she'd have that thing. I pick it up and I go back.
Alright. No brainer. It just slides into the keyhole, and you hear the satisfying click as the door slightly opens.
I have to test out these thieves' tools. I know they came from Alexios. Maybe they're faulty.
They're rigged, yeah.
Okay, so I'm in. I'm looking. Like she has stuff on a desk.
You walk into the room, and you see it's fairly bare. It has a bed and a desk and a window. It's fairly disheveled at this point. She doesn't seem like she's keeping necessarily clean, orderly. Like the bed's not made. You see piles of books, both on the desk and on the bed, as well as just sort of parchments, loose papers, books that are bound but seem to be more like journals. There's a lot of stuff here.
Okay. Then I'll go through the books, kind of leaf through them, see if anything pops out.
Make an investigation check.
25.
25. The books seem to be books from the Delphi library. But with a 25 and with your passive perception, as you sort of open the books, sort of flip through them, see if maybe there's anything with them, the spines feel fairly rigid.
So they're new? Like they haven't been opened?
It feels sort of that way. Or at the very least, they haven't been opened in a chunk of time.
So what are these books about?
Looking at them, they seem to be various different craft and trade books. In fact, you see, there are some wood carving books, there are some metalworking books, all that kind of stuff. But you now noticing the rigid spines, you sort of go around to each book you see and see how rigid the spines are. And there are 2 books that strike you as having a bit looser spines. One is a calligraphy book, and the other is a geography book.
Okay. And leafing through and these are all from the library.
They all seem to be from the library, yeah.
Okay, so, is there any like pages in the geography book that have been like have the corner
like
tucked in
dog-eared
or whatever? Yeah.
Looking at them, you don't see anything like that, but there are loose papers all over the room, so it's possible that if she were taking notes or something, that they'd be somewhere else.
Okay, then I'll start leafing through the papers that she has around here, seeing what she's been taking notes on.
Make another investigation check. 16. Okay. Looking around, a lot of the papers are blank, but a lot of them do have ink marks on them. You find a few that look as if they are calligraphy practice. Letters over and over and over again, words over and over and over again. And looking at them, it looks like a novice that is just sort of starting to learn this craft. And then you find a parchment that's tucked under a couple others that says, "I'm gonna kill Alexios." No, I'm kidding. But it looks to be a list. You see listed are the names of the staff here. Roxanne, Belin. And then on the flip side of that page, you see Kora, daughter of Athena, mark on ankle, training under Roxanne, learning wood carving, on a mission, learning lots of different art forms, master calligrapher, traveled with dad. And that's sort of it.
Okay. But so, if she's a master calligrapher, doesn't look like master's work, though.
Comparing that statement and the calligraphy work you see, it is either extremely old or one of these things is not true.
Okay. Cool. And then, so I searched all her notes, searched the books. Can I go through, like, under the bed, looking at, did she pry the floorboard somewhere? Is she hiding anything?
Make another investigation check. 16. Looking around, you don't notice anything. You like get on your hands and knees and look under the bed. One floorboard does seem to be slightly askew.
Ooh, I go to it.
You feel a balled up parchment underneath.
I pull it out. What's it say?
More notes in the same handwriting. Warlock gets powers from Athena, ? Trained to be an owler, didn't finish training. Strong-willed, smart. More info to come.
I'm taking this piece of paper with me.
Okay.
And I'll put the floorboard back, make sure I left everything how it was, and then I'll back out and lock this and
okay.
Wait for Alexios to come back.
Sounds good. Anura. The sun is beginning to set. You know it's time to pick up your date.
All right, I'm gonna head over to the Bard College then.
All right. You head to the Lightside District, the Training Ground District, to the Lyre Song School, the home of the bards here in Delphi. And you walk into this sort of quad area with the pillars and the semicircle and the statue of the Muses in the center. And the sun is setting, there's not a ton of people here. How are you dressed, Anura?
I'm wearing the clothes that I got from my dad back whenever we went to the King's party in Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
And I have underbrush at my side still because it's underbrush. I'm not going to go anywhere without it. But the chain on it that has like the moons that Illmaye took from my dad and originally was going to put on me, I'm going to take it and drape it back around one of my horns instead.
Great. Sounds good. As you wait there for a long moment, you remember Lysandra's last words to you and how you hope you have a date tonight, but you're not positive that you have a date tonight. And you wait. And the sun sets a bit more. Now you know how it feels, don't you? You hear a voice from behind you.
Oh my God.
You turn, you
I'm
see
gonna-
Lysandra standing there, wearing a fairly plain toga, but with this beautiful long jacket over it, like this statement piece with this long, tall collar, bright red leather fabric, and tails that go almost to the floor.
That's fair. It's definitely fair.
Are you gonna show me a good time tonight?
I hope so. We'll see how it goes. And then I'm gonna put like one hand behind my back, and when I pull it back out, I want it to have like a bouquet that's made of like baby's breath and some purple and red what are they called? Irises. There we go.
Okay. You pull out the flowers. She looks at you. A flatterer, are you?
Try my best.
She takes the flowers. Alright. Let's see what you got planned then.
All right then, and I'm gonna walk up beside her and like hold out my arm for her to like loop through.
She... Make a persuasion check.
Oh, God damn it, Sammy! I'm adding to it. Fuck that. Okay, that made it an 18.
18? Good. Alright. You're in charge. She takes your arm.
All right, and then I'm gonna start leading her towards the Fishbone District, and like while we're going there, I want to like start having a conversation, you know?
What would you like to talk about?
So I'm gonna start off and ask her. So have you lived in Delphi your whole life?
Well, I'm, not from Delphi per se. I'm from Argos, which is just the next town over, but I came here when I realized I wanted to follow music, and there's no better place in the world to learn music than Delphi.
That's true. What made you decide you wanted to learn music?
My father was a tavern keeper, and so I spent a lot of time as a child in the tavern, and I'd hear traveling musicians and storytellers and orators, and I was just fascinated at the stories they'd be able to tell. Stories of heroes of the past, of crazy battles and monsters and myth, legends. And I just thought, if they can create that sort of otherworldly experience for a little kid, and I could see that I was entertained, and so were all the adults, drinking and having their revelry or whatever. If someone could entertain me and them, that was something truly special. And I realized that I didn't know any stories about my grandfather or my great-grandfather, but I do know stories about Achilles and Ajax and Perseus, because those are the stories that I heard with these traveling musicians and these traveling storytellers. Those are the stories that last. Those are the stories that my kids are going to hear about, and the kids after that, and the kids after that, generations upon generations. That's how it's always been. That's how it always will be. So that's why I wanted to be a storyteller that focuses on the heroes of the past and hopefully the heroes of the present. Kind of why I'm interested in you. I'd love to write a song about the dragon slayers of Delphi.
I have no doubt that you would you would write a song that would be here for years to come.
But the question is, how does the story end? That's what I need to know.
I wish I could tell you.
We'll see.
We'll get there one day.
As you continue to talk and make your way to the Fishbone District, you see there is a fair amount of people making their way to the Fishbone District as well. Including, as you see across the street, Alexios and Kora, who are also making their way to the Fishbone District.
I'm just gonna like nod my head towards them.
Gonna give like a thumbs up, like questioningly.
And I'm just gonna nod my head again and keep walking and turn my attention back to Lysandra.
All right, Alexios, where are you taking Kora?
Probably like okay. Ooh, I thought about it like once I was about to say it. Would there be a wood shop in ancient Greece, a place that sells wood, like a Home Depot of some sort?
Not exactly, but the Fishbone District, the actual like artisans area of the Fishbone District, does sell a lot of raw materials like that. So you could find a lumber yard.
You're on a date. What kind of wood are you looking for here, man? Sorry,
Cedar, oak. No, I'm just. Yeah. I would try and get just wood, kind of, to make a box, like
Okay.
if possible.
Sure. Yeah, just to get some plain ass wood to make a box, I'll say that'll cost you 2 silver.
And if she would like anything, I would give her like like if she wanted to carve something or clay, anything.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'd like to see what you can do.
Okay, that's fair.
You'd like to see what you can do with wood.
You dirty dog.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had the mind of like a 13-year-old boy. I can't help it.
While we're on the segue, I mean, that costume change, or the clothes change. That's what's up. No, I was talking to you, Anna.
Oh.
But still.
The blazer.
Also,
Outfit
Sammy, you
change.
put it up on screen where everyone can see the fact that I went all out for a fictional date.
So, you get your wood, Alexios.
Did you think of anything to eat? We're cooking it.
I'm easy to please. Anything with some vegetables and a bit of meat, and I'll be satisfied.
So
Anything with meat, you say?
do you cook with my mom? Or
Sometimes I will cook for her, or I'll help. Usually Balin is the one that does the majority of the cooking, but I can certainly help.
So you've never seen her cook before?
Oh, I'm sure perhaps on a few occasions.
Okay.
Alexis, what's your passive insight?
Probably not high, but I'll check. 15.
15? I mean, she seems really nervous. She's sort of sweating a bit.
Oh. Okay. Don't worry. It's gonna be it's an experience, right?
Of course.
Don't worry.
I love experiences.
All right. Let's go to the market then.
All right. Yeah. Yes. That sounds lovely.
So how has things been with my mom?
Oh, wonderful. She's a wonderful teacher. She has lovely stories to tell.
But I mean, like teaching and everything. Like, how is she to you?
She's great. I mean, I don't know if she's ever had an apprentice before, but she's very attentive. She works quickly, but she is confident that I can keep pace.
Seems like she's kind of lonely.
Well, she has Baylin, who's always there.
I mean, that was a weird segue, but thanks for being there for her.
You really
It's
care for
tough.
her.
She's my mom.
Some people don't have very good relationships with their mothers.
I can understand. That's a good. That reminds me of a question. What is your relationship like with your mom?
It's complicated, to say the least.
I mean, everybody's relationship with their parents who's like us is complicated at the very least.
Yes, it's quite intimidating to be related to the goddess of wisdom, because then you'll always feel stupid by comparison.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. What? So is the mastering crafts thing like trying to outdo her?
No, certainly not. It's sort of a way to earn a certain level of respect in her eyes. It's a mission that she put me on. I think she's not very clear with her messages. She prefers if people figure it out on their own.
That seems like an ongoing theme, right?
Right, yes.
So, your dad?
Dead, unfortunately. But he was a great man.
I mean, the gods generally tend to pick people like that.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know. What was he like? How did those people make you?
Well, we traveled a lot, my father and I, growing up. He was very smart, which is what attracted Athena to him. And that is eventually what got him killed.
Being smart?
Yes, he was a gambler, and he knew all these sorts of tricks and mathematics to increase his odds. And we were traveling to a particular town, and he was playing cards in a tavern to earn some money, and the guy sort of figured out that he was cheating him, and one thing led to another, and it got violent.
Sorry to hear that. You were there?
Yes, but it's fine. It was a very long time ago.
I mean, it probably stuck with you.
Yeah, Yes, it did. It's quite sad.
I'm sorry. I mean, he did what he felt he had to do to survive. I don't think anyone should pay for that with their lives.
Yes, I agree. You're very sweet.
I'm just honest. But, I mean, topic change? I don't want to...
Please, yes. Let's talk more about you.
What do you want to know? I mean, there's literally a play.
Right. Yes. Well, I'm sort of curious. We've talked about Athena, but what is your relationship like with Hephaestus?
Much of the same. I mean, we don't talk a lot, but when we do, it's nothing. It's more questions than answers.
Yes. Well, are you going to be participating in that ritual with the Archmage to talk to him?
Are you?
I was planning to.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What do you have to gain?
Well, if I understand correctly what the Archmage told me when I met him, that even gods who prefer to speak in riddles, or in however Hephaestus speaks to you, what this ritual would allow is to essentially cut through all of that and meet them where they are and just have a conversation as if we were just two people in a room. So I know I'm going to use the opportunity to ask my mother if this is really the path that she wants me down. If there's something else, something more that I should be doing. And I think that this ritual is the only way to really get a direct answer about it, because it's not like she can just sort of give me a sign and then be gone. We're stuck in a room for 4 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is.
You know why I don't just study magic? I prefer to make weapons.
Why?
Because you can study something, right? But if it has no real application, or if it can't make an impact, what good is it?
I agree.
I think the ritual puts too much focus on the gods, if that makes sense. I mean, it's their world, right?
Of course.
And they can act in it, but we're here, right?
Right.
This is ours.
Okay.
We look too much. Take my dad. My dad pops up, and sometimes he's here, but for the most part, he's not. How good is that?
Well, perhaps you can try to convince him otherwise. If I know the gods at all, I mean, from what they say, Hephaestus is fairly isolationist, right? I mean, he works and creates things for the other gods, and he shows up on Olympus when he's needed, but in general, he likes to sort of spend most of his time alone on his own plane working. And maybe he's making something great, I don't know. But whatever it is, he's been working at it for 1,000 years or more. And perhaps he's just waiting for a push, for someone to tell him to get back out here, that things are looking very extreme here, and we could use his help.
He's been working on it for 1,000 years. I'm only 20. What can I do? Make a difference.
Sorry, my computer's freaking out right now. Elizabeth, Isaac, did you guys cut your cameras, or am I making that up? What's happening? Oh my god, I'm hearing like robots, y'all.
Don't do that.
Okay, wait.
Do scat.
There we go. I think the sound is back to normal, but now I can't see Anna or Elizabeth.
Oh, that means you can't see
No.
Trinket on my shoulder.
I cannot. Can you toggle your camera?
Doing.
Wait, like,
I toggled it, and now it's showing a gray screen. I'm back on my.
I don't know.
What is happening?
Technical difficulties.
Sorry, y'all.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
If I was more levels of barbarian than cleric, would it change to Dagio barbarian?
Okay, so like the sound is being a little bit wonky, and now I can't see DJ or Elizabeth.
This is the getting back at me for making bad jokes.
What's going on? Is it just me? Like, is it fine for
There's
all of you
bad
guys?
jokes in the chat.
Oh my god. This is super weird, guys. I apologize.
I'm
Everything's
You know what? Hi, everyone. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna take our intermission a bit early. Sorry for the sudden change, but I gotta figure out what the heck's going on. So we will be back very soon. Don't go anywhere. Bye. And we're back. Tech difficulties solved. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We're gonna hop right back into the scene we left off with. So, Alexios, had you just asked a question?
I think so, but I don't remember what the question was.
Cool. You know what? We'll use it as a perfect opportunity to transition over to Anura's date. So,
Yeah.
Anura, you're taking Lysandra to that dock quote-unquote restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. You get to this building, and Lysandra looks at you. I thought you said you're going to take me to a restaurant.
I told you we were going to get food and have a picnic. I didn't say we were going to a restaurant.
It sort of looks like you're going to murder me.
Hold on a second. I promise you I won't murder you.
All right. We'll see where the night takes us.
What kind of hero would it be if I murdered you? Ted Bundy said you're right. I'm going to walk back up to where the counter is, where I was talking to the chef before.
You see there's an actual employee there, but recognizing you, he exits, and soon this portly half-elven man steps forward. Welcome. Are you ready to die? Lysandra goes, sorry, did he just say, are you ready to die?
He said, are you ready to dine? Are we eating here? Or did we ever establish earlier if it was to go or not? Like, that was everything he mentioned, was it?
It was not something he mentioned.
All right, I'm going to look back to the chef real quick and, like, just look up and go, are you planning on us eating here, or would you like us to take it to go?
He looks extremely offended.
I'm just making sure, man. I don't want to put you out.
This is a multiple course meal. Please, there is a room in the back where you can sit and enjoy.
All right. Lead the way
He-
then, and I'm gonna like reach my hand back, like lead her in.
That individual is spitting in your food for sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
He,
I told him I didn't want to put him out.
He opens a door to essentially allow you guys behind the counter, and he goes through the door that leads to what you assume some sort of employee quarters. And you see there is actually some nice candlelight in here. It's very clean. There's just one wooden table with 2 chairs set up with candles on the table. And sitting there currently are what looks like 2 bowls of some sort of soup.
Okay.
Enjoy.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if he was saying something.
That's it.
I'm gonna go pull the chair out for Lysandra. Chandra, I don't know which one it is. I keep forgetting.
Lysandra.
Thank you.
Lysandra.
Okay,
You
I
don't
spelled
even
it
know
wrong
your
when I wrote it
date's
out. That's why.
name?
Yeah.
Strike 3.
She just nods to you and sits in the chair. Quite a gentleman.
I was raised to have some manners. The one who
Are
raised
you
me
close
to
with
be
your
a little
parents?
upset. I did not, unfortunately. No. There was a bit of a mishap with that. I did not grow up with my parents.
Anura? What if I wrote a song about you?
Depends on what's in that song.
That depends. What kind of song do you think you deserve?
Oh, that's a tough question.
You're a dragon slayer, the savior of a city, a tiefling in Gaia, on Greece. Makes you a bit unique, doesn't it?
Just a bit, yeah.
Interesting. The purple-horned savior. No, it's got to be something a bit better than that. From devils to angels, something along that line. We'll ponder. We'll ponder.
Wonder. I trust you with it.
Is that something you'd like to go down in the history books?
I think that might be more of a second date kind of question, you know?
All
I'm
right.
getting real into my backstory with that one.
So she just points to the soup. Is this gonna poison me, or is it just normal soup?
I'm gonna like look up and like take, because I have my holy symbol on and be like, you know how important this is to me. Like, you've seen me hold it before. And I put my hand on it and go, I promise you it will not poison you. I'm not trying to kill you on a date.
Make a persuasion check.
So it's adorable that you think I would try. I'm not that smooth.
I
Not
don't
on
know,
a
man.
date,
Those
at least.
exotic foods, you know.
18, she goes. She just picks up her spoon, takes a little bit of the soup. That is actually absolutely delicious. She just goes in. It's a nice sort of French onion soup, essentially.
I was really hoping you'd say it was like a gazpacho.
Rick on it. It's a gazpacho.
Yeah. So, as you guys begin your first dish, Illmaye, are you doing anything else?
Yes. I'm gonna go to find what's her name?
Balin?
Yeah, Valen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna go and find Valen.
Sure. You see, as the night the sun has set at this point. You find Balin and Roxanne eating a dinner meal in the dining room.
Some questions for you two, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Do you want some food?
Sure. Well, I'll sit down.
They pass you a
In front
plate.
of
Looks like they're having some looks like some sort of fowl.
So, how did you meet Kora? How did she come to be your apprentice, Roxanne?
Well, she came to Spear Point, said that she had asked around and heard great things about my work, and she told me who she was. She showed me her beautiful calligraphy. Bailyn told me how exquisite it was, and how she was trying to master other crafts. And I was unsure at first, but she told me her parentage, and I thought it only right that I take a young demigod under my wing. And she learned very quickly, and she became quite talented with the wood. She was an eager student. Of course, she's been less interested in wood since we've come here, but I think that's understandable, given such a new city. There's so much to see, so much newness.
And, when's the last time she showed you any of her calligraphy skills?
Oh, well, after we agreed to take her in, there was no real need for her to show her calligraphy again, but we just got straight to wood carving.
And has she shown you anything about, like, because you're a demigod, they usually have some kind of powers, I'm assuming. Have you ever seen her show anything about her parentage? Seen her do anything with it?
Yes, she's capable of some minor magic.
Okay. And when's the last time she did anything?
She shot some arcane energy when they were taking us, the giants, when they were taking us.
Okay. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you two. Alexios asked me to go through her stuff just to make sure that she is being legit. I went through her stuff. Some things aren't making sense.
Balin leans forward. Like what?
First off, all those books she has in there, they don't even look like they've been opened. And she's always saying she's a studious person. They don't look like they've been touched. Second off, there's pages upon pages of calligraphy practice in there, and nowhere near do they look like they're from a master.
That's
then
impossible.
Well, I have the master key. I could go show you these things. But I also found this piece of paper stuffed under a floorboard. And make of it what you will, but I don't know why she's looking for this warlock.
Balin takes the
Has
paper.
Has she mentioned anybody?
Balin reads off what's on the paper to Roxanne. She's sort of... This is all information about her. At least it's information that she told us about herself when we were on the Isle. We've talked about it since we've come here. I don't know why it's written this way.
I don't think she is who she says she is. I don't know if she was originally actually Kora. I mean, we've dealt with shapeshifters before. It can be a thing, especially if she showed you calligraphy that was actually from a master calligrapher. Or she could have just been lying from the start. I don't know who she is.
At this moment, Roxanne sort of just grabs Balin's hand, and she's staring off into the middle of space. She goes, when we came here and we arrived in the Archmage's tower, he questioned us separately. after that, she smelled slightly different. I thought it was some sort of effect of some truth spell that the Archmage had cast on her, but now who is with my son right now?
That's a great question. Should we go rescue him?
Yes. You are far more capable than I am. Just
Grab
go.
the others and
Yes.
we'll get
Grab
this
everyone
sorted.
you can. Go save my son.
I'm going to Adagio and Riachin, and I'm like, Alexios is potentially in danger. Kora is not Kora. We need to go find them. I think Kenai has done something with the actual Kora.
I can cast Sending, and I also randomly have Locate Creature prepared, because I don't know, I thought I was supposed
Let's
to
not freak out Alexios. I don't want Kora getting a whiff of any of this.
And I can Locate Creature. I can
Locate
find him.
creature, find him, and we're gonna sneak up on this person, whoever they are.
Chromature. What about Anura?
No, it's okay. This one person. Let Anora have their night.
Locate Creature, a 4th frickin' level? Why? God damn. Okay, heard. Locate Creature. Find me
All right.
an
So what's happening?
I'm going to cast Locate Creature. Me, Illmaye, and Ryujin are gonna go solo mission to rescue Alexios.
What's the range on that spell?
It says self.
No,
oh,
I mean
1,000 feet of me. I'm so sorry. 1,000 feet from me. I don't.
Okay.
We know that they headed. I don't even know where. They didn't tell me anything about anything.
I
You
mean,
said something-
I will say you were asking Alexios a lot of questions about what he was planning for the date. I would say it's not unheard of to think that he would have told you that he was going to head to the Fishbone District.
And I mean, we could all probably assume that anyway. That's where the restaurants are. So, I guess we'll make our
Well,
way
head in
there.
that direction, and then I'll cast.
Okay. So you guys
Okay.
begin to make your way that direction.
I'm gonna disguise myself
As?
A ham.
as. hold on.
And then I would like to bless the group. Sir.
An old guard from Jorax.
Just
Okay.
me, Illmaye, and a guard from
I
Zorak.
saw when I was like 5. I don't know.
Okay. So a Spartan guard.
A glowing Adagio.
Okay, I don't mean like I just mean like facial features, you know?
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Mhm.
So just a random adult.
Yeah, and like have like maybe a cloak somewhere from inside the manor, you know, the whole shebang.
Sure. All right.
I'm so confused.
So, Alexios, you guys eventually find a place to eat. That's where you were looking for, right? That's where we left off?
Oh no, ingredients.
Yes. What kind of ingredients are you looking for?
Like she said, like vegetables, meat, beef probably, and I'm going home.
All right. So I would say, for just those ingredients, for some vegetables, maybe like a hunk of cheese, some fresh beef, for somewhat of a fancy meal for 2 people, I would say that'll cost you 5 silver total.
Okay.
But you have enough to make a lovely meal.
All right.
And you begin to make your way back toward Sunbrow Manor. Around the central pavilion, the crossroads of the streets where some of you fought during the attack of Ruxal, also where you hopped on the boat to go to the gauntlet, you run into Illmaye, Ryujin, Adagio, all rushing towards you.
I'm pulling out.
Sorry,
I'm pulling out
Illmaye,
my sword,
Adagio, and a random guy.
I'm behind him a little bit. I'm kind of just like tailing him, you know.
I'm going full out. I'm pulling out my sword, pointing it at Kora, and I'm like, "Who are you?"
Whoa, what's going on?
I'll cast Stone of Truth.
Okay, what's the save on that?
Charisma.
Oof. Okay.
Nah, damn it.
I don't like that.
It's a warlock.
It's not good. It's a 12.
Oh, failed. Boom.
Okay, so this zone of truth goes. What's going on?
Who are you? You're not Kora. What did Kenai do? Tell me right now.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person. I'm gonna walk up and say, "It's okay. You can trust us."
What kind of save is that?
So, that is gonna be.
Please don't be wisdom.
Hold on.
Another charisma?
I'm checking. Am I done? I literally just read it. Hold on. Bruh. Oh, I clicked the wrong
I think it's
spell.
wisdom, right? It's a
Yeah, I clicked.
Wisdom save?
Okay. Yes, a wisdom saving throw.
All right, that is a 14.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Come on.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
She goes, This has all gotten extremely out of hand. I don't mean any trouble. I'm sorry.
Who
Please
are
don't hurt
you?
me.
What did Kenai do?
Kora's safe. And you see her form begins to shift. The beautiful features of Kora all get replaced with this pale, bleached white skin with eyes that almost seem pupilless, this long, straight white hair. She shrinks just about a foot or so, almost hunched. She looks like her mouth isn't even fully formed. It's almost like the idea of a mouth. She looks horrifying, but still humanoid, and at this point almost cowering. She goes, "My name is Kenarang. I worked for the Archmage. This got really out of hand. We didn't actually expect..." She turns to Alexios. "You're a really great guy. I didn't mean to get... Oh, this has all gotten very out of hand."
What did he do to her? Why
Nothing.
does he have her?
When Kora came to the tower, when they appeared, coming with the stones, the Archmage wanted to figure out who they were, and so he questioned them individually, and Kora let him know that she was a demigod, and so he told her about the ritual, and he knew that your group was a bit divided about it, and he didn't want to send Kora back to Sunbrown Manor and potentially get convinced not to do the ritual, so he instead offered her a place to stay in the tower, and just to make sure that you all didn't get suspicious or try to do anything rash, he sent me to just sort of be a placeholder in case you guys came home.
Oh my gosh. Go into the tower. I don't know about you guys. I'm yelling at Kina right now.
No, please.
Wait.
If he finds out that I've done something, he'll kill me.
I don't care what happens to you.
Listen.
Oh my god.
But here's the thing, right? Is you didn't do anything. You did nothing wrong. You had all of us fooled. Kenai made a mistake. That's what happened. You, chef's kiss. All right. I'm an idiot. I had no idea.
Alexios,
He doesn't mean anything. I'm telling you, Kora is completely safe. She's living she has her own room and board. She's doing fine in that tower.
It's okay.
And
I can always send Kora a message.
Kenai just really wants to make sure that there's as many people doing the ritual as possible.
Well, this definitely is a point against him. I was honestly considering it, but after this, I don't know. One more mark against him. Can you not trust us?
He doesn't trust you. And she sort of covers her mouth. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, he shouldn't.
Yeah, didn't you kind of like kill your parents? I mean, I feel like that's a good reason not to trust someone. I feel like kind of makes sense.
He knows that he's done things in his past to make you not trust him, and he can't make anything better about that. He really wants you all to do the ritual, and he knows that there's a chance not all of you do it, and maybe not even any of you do it, but he wasn't going to let another sort of unblemished demigod get convinced not to do it when she could just do it.
Did you guys share your
Guys,
findings about
send for a
Kenai in the
message.
ritual with everyone? Like, do we all know his reasonings why?
I'll say
he
there
wants
was
to do
enough
this
time this afternoon for you guys all to get up to speed.
Okay. I don't think so Kenai's basically just trying to keep Kora in perfect conditions to do a ritual that he wants everyone to do, and doesn't really have, like, he doesn't.
No, he's
No.
he's keeping her so that we don't tell her what he's done.
This dude's bonkers. All right, like,
He doesn't want us to convince her not to do this ritual.
But she
So,
would have
it
agreed
almost-
to it. She would have agreed, or she wouldn't be there. And she told him she was a demigod, so she would have been interested. Can't
Wait
believe
a
someone would
second.
trust Kenai 2
Maybe-
seconds after meeting them and being like, "Hey, I'm a demigod, by the way."
Alexios, are you okay? This is a lot, and I know you like were in a totally different mindset a little bit ago. Are you all right?
Processing.
Did he give you any instruction to hurt my mom?
No, of course not. My instructions were simple. He knew that you would be traveling for most of the time, and he just needed Kora to be at Sunbrow Manor in case you came back, and my mission was just to learn as much as I could about Kora so that no one suspected anything before the ritual.
Where do you come from? Are you just employed, or do you live like with Kenai at the tower? Like, where?
I'm one of his students, yes. I'm originally
Why?
from Fairlin.
How do you feel about Odella?
She's cool.
Why are you
She's
Kenai's?
running.
I guess why are you Kenai's student specifically?
I am. There aren't a lot of people like me in the world, and people like to, when people discover that someone like me exists, they tend to react fairly violently. And I've been running for most of my life, and Kenai was one of the first people to take me in and say that I wasn't a monster or a freak, and I could use my abilities for good, and I could learn how to be a normal person with also these extra gifts. And it was the first time anyone had said that they were a gift instead of a curse.
I mean-
You know what Kenai's done, though, right? He's not that moral of a person.
I don't particularly. It's not my business. I know that he's done some not quite good things, but I've seen the worst of people, and I'll take the goodness where I can find it.
Listen, I don't know. Personally, I think what you can do is pretty cool, okay? But I don't think it's cool that you're letting Kenai kind of just... I don't know. It's a little suspicious, you know? I guess not suspicious. That's not the right word. It's, I don't know. I feel like you could do better, you know? Do better.
The situation is a little kidnappy right now.
Kora's not being held against her will or anything. Not
Well,
to my
two of
knowledge.
us should
Can
go.
you please send a message to Kora and ask?
So how do you
How
do you
she's
do that?
doing.
Like, how does that work? Do you just like think about it and it like changes, or like what? How does that?
You watch as this sort of stark, pale form morphs into a perfect mirror of you, Ryujin. Or I guess whatever man you look like
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Is it an Azamar?
No.
It's a shifter, right?
What is it?
A changeling?
Or change? Yeah,
Looks
shifter
like
or changeling.
I mean, you guys have never seen someone like this, but
okay,
it looks somewhat similar to the way that doppelgangers changed in Adola's stand, but she's definitely not a doppelganger. She does seem to be some sort of changeling.
That's really cool.
Josh,
Honestly, why
about
people
that
would think you're a
message.
monster. I mean, that's got a lot of utility. That's pretty neat.
And
Anyway.
it's not the only thing I can do. I mean, I've been with Kenai for a long time. I'm a fairly adept wizard.
How loyal are you to him?
I mean, I owe him everything.
That sounds pretty loyal.
I'm just gonna walk like 5 steps away and be like, Kora!
Yeah, what do you say?
I'm gonna send a message off to Kora. My beautiful one, I've missed you with all my imagine. Kora, please, we've discovered what would this message even sound like? And someone has been pretending to be you, and we want to make sure the real you is safe and somewhere, not kidnapped and locked away. And if you need reinforcements, just blink twice.
All right, you send the message. You get a response.
Blink, blink.
Hello. Is this the person from the Hands of Fate? I'm fine. I'm learning a great deal.
As she should. I love her. She sounds happy. Can I insight check the sound of her voice?
Sure.
That's a 2.
2. Sounds hunky-dory.
As she should. I'm gonna turn to the rest and be like, I don't really shouldn't tell me shoobs other than that she's happy learning. So I'm gonna assume she's in Kenai's tower, up learning from his library as much as she possibly effing can.
So,
No, we could
still
always
wanna go
visit
to
her.
Kenai.
So,
Personally.
you're coming with us for now.
Why?
We're not gonna hurt you or anything.
We're just gonna pretend we don't know.
But you know what? What's happening?
Why are we bringing this person back with us?
So they don't, I don't know, go and warn
should we
Kenai?
like group huddle?
They can warn Kenai anyway.
I don't know.
Cause,
They
I'm
could
just-
change. They could change into random villager number 14 and run into a crowd.
That's true.
All right, listen. I'm gonna get really close to their face and just like wide eye him. You know, Samuel L. Jackson stare. 1,000 yards straight through.
That never works for you.
Oh, it's
Listen,
great. I still
I'll
have
lift up the eye
location.
patch this time.
Got child of Poseidon.
And I'm just gonna say, do better. And I'm gonna thunk him on the head with a flick.
Dead.
I'm doing my best.
Bruh.
Okay. Well,
She
I
morphs
still
back
wanna
to
go to
her.
Kenai.
She sounds like Ryujin now.
In that form, she sounded like whoever Ryujin was impersonating.
Wow.
Well, if Illmaye goes to Kenai, Kenai's gonna know that this person failed anyway, so we could just let this person free anyway.
No, we're gonna take
what do you
them
think Kenai will
back
do to you
to
if he finds out
Kenai
that
and be like, "Here's
you,
your
like,
shit."
in his eyes, failed?
I'm done with you.
I mean, it depends. I mean, he seems
Because I
very
mean,
serious.
realistically, you didn't fail. Kenai did, but Kenai might not think that way. That, like, factually speaking, Kenai fucked up.
I
assume, right?
think
'Cause-
I think if he found out that you all know, and you convince Kora to not do the ritual, then I'm dead.
Okay.
But if,
So-
if he
Better
if he
than
knows
that,
if he knows that you know, but Kora still does the ritual, it's possible that I'll be forgiven.
I mean, at this point, Kora must have her own reasons for wanting
Okay.
to speak to her mother.
So
So it's like a 50-50 of like, whatever we say actually
Yeah, but
changing
she
her mind.
doesn't know
I mean,
all the
like,
details.
I don't want
Does
you
she-
to
would
die.
she
I don't
care?
know you, but,
She
like,
already wants to do the ritual, and she's decided to last like God knows how long, like hanging out with Kenai. I think he's the coolest person ever because she has like all the knowledge at the tip of her fingers. It's gonna be the same thing as this
Does
changeling.
she know that She probably doesn't know exactly what
Okay,
this spell does.
we're obviously due a talk with probably Kenai and Kora.
So if we accidentally
Yes, are we
before
gonna go-
that's the ritual, this changeling is just gonna die.
I mean,
I recommend getting out of the city. We know a group of.
yeah, but realistically, why are we all even trying? Why do the ritual? Most of us have spoken to our parents. You know, maybe
None
not
of the
a
gods
lot,
are
but, like,
contacting us anymore.
yeah,
They're
but what's the
cut off
point
from the
of
world.
getting in a room with them for several minutes? Like, that's probably just gonna piss them off. Like, you being there, unrequested, like, that's a god.
It's like not knocking.
I feel like
yeah.
that's just someone walking into your bedroom without saying anything and just standing there for 5 minutes when you're saying, like, get out. Like,
My dad has never.
That would be
been like this, so
annoying.
I'm just gonna assume that he'd be okay.
He literally made a different world for you to talk in instead of just bringing you to him. That says stay out.
Well,
or at
first
least
of all,
not first.
he let me
Plus,
create that
we
world
can't-
together.
how do we know if we can really trust Kenai? Like, what, you know? I guess he has to ask the gods questions and stuff afterwards about his love. I don't know, but like, I feel like that's not all that there is to that. I mean, I don't really trust him, especially after knowing what he did with Illmaye's parents. Like, I don't trust that. I don't know how you guys, like, well, I guess not you guys, but like, Adachi, I don't know how you can trust that. What the fuck?
And I have to
This
say
dude
this.
holds like one
And then I'm
of the
gonna thump
highest
Adachi on the
pillars
forehead
in my.
twice.
I would like warding for both of them,
Oh.
and then go into a rage and break your finger. And then healing word, fix the finger.
Bro,
Do it
fingers
again.
just decimated, mashed potatoes.
Just
Look, we can't stop you from doing that ritual, but I gotta at least talk to Kora about this. I'm not letting her go in there blind.
Listen,
So,
Kora wants to do the ritual. If any of you want to do the ritual, you know, that's up to you. I don't know how I stand. I just know that I don't trust it. I don't think Kenai is being fully honest. You know, that's just me. I guess I don't have any facts to back that up, but that's how I feel.
I also want to point out something. I think yesterday it was, Anura said that they spoke somewhat to Artemis, and they said something along the lines of the journey is our own. So I think, like, an unsolicited talk might actually be counterproductive, right?
I can see that. The gods aren't talking to us for a reason.
Is then we're gonna talk to him anyway because some bald dude told
Force
us
the
to.
conversation, basically. Like, listen, if anyone is asking to get smited, it's us in that situation. Okay, it's not the person casting the spell; it's the idiot demigod children that agreed to it.
I would see it more like then they be like, oh, second half of the ritual, I'll take their body and then we'll kill Kina.
Well,
Perhaps, I don't know.
You
I
can
feel
get,
like
like,
we're just gonna get
five-way
smacked around for a
smited.
couple minutes in like a godly plane because
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get smacked, and he's gonna die.
I mean, especially me, dude. Like,
oh
what?
yeah, your dad's skin shit for fun. That's not.
yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Listen,
look,
I
I want to talk to Kora. I'm going to go talk to her. I'm going to the tower. Are you guys going or not?
I'm going.
I want to
Yeah.
get my armor.
yeah, let's quick pit stop. Actually,
Like
hold on.
montage. that.
Just I'm just gonna pick up like a stone from the ground and just take like a little piece of paper and just like write on it, I guess, real quick. Put it in my bag. And I mean, Alexios, I can make this really fast if you want. Like, boom, bap, 20 seconds, we're back here.
I'll also remind you, by the way, that Anura is still on their date.
I know.
Oh.
Did we just squat up without a note?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we don't all have to go to the tower.
Let's be real. I would be the one who, like, something goes wrong and be like, all right, fuck it, and then die. So, and one of the only people left in the city to bring me back is Kenai.
You know,
So
I think in this moment,
really
it's almost
hard to
wrong for us
decide.
to interrupt the date because, I mean, listen,
One out of the 2 dates has to go
Hey,
right.
no,
One of
what
the
if
2
we
dates has to
die?
go somewhere.
Anura could definitely tell our story. I mean,
it's hard. So
oh, definitely with a bar. So
Well, if you want to wait for Honora to get back, I'm willing to wait. But I am seeing Kora.
I mean, should Alexios? We can just walk back real quick if you want to make
Well,
10
she's
minutes,
not a-
or we can just.
If she's not a prisoner, can I just ask her to come
You
to
know?
the castle? I almost said the castle. To the house.
I mean, castles have towers. That's
If
not
you
too
have
far off.
another message, you can go and ask.
What do I look like? A
So,
level
like-
3 cleric? Of course I have more sendings.
I'll come with you, Alexios. Like, are we
Yeah.
just
are
walking?
y'all interrupting the date or not? I need to know.
No.
No.
no,
Need to know.
no, we wouldn't interrupt the date. But I got
They've
faked
been
out on
writing
sexual
this whole fucking
frustration, so
time.
somebody's gonna die.
Sammy's been writing something and looking off screen this whole time. I'm concerned.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Keep seeing you look over
Okay,
and your arms
let's-
off
let's
screen
go
like
get
you're
your-
writing.
let's
I'm
go get-
concerned.
I'm just playing
Let's
with my
get suited
dice.
up real quick.
Get my breastplate.
I still don't think we should let this kind individual leave yet, though.
I want to show
I,
this.
I don't
chain.
care what
Do you
happens.
want a
Listen.
job or do you want to die?
I'm dead.
You see her morph once more into the beautifully done up form of Kora. I'd prefer to keep my life.
We're gonna make it so Kenai can't get to you. Welcome to the hands of fate. Just kidding.
Listen, we're
Uh,
actually nice people. I'm
Phantom
so sorry,
fingers.
but
Phantom
Yeah.
fingers, I like that.
yeah, you're probably gonna. I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to go back and risk possibly your life with Kenai, or
I'll
what do you?
talk to
what do you
Kenai
want?
about it. We can try to vouch for your life.
Perhaps it's best if I avoid Kenai at least until the ritual's over, and then, assuming that at least one demigod does it, then perhaps I'll be able to go back.
I mean,
Damn.
Kenai's killed parrots for fun. Sorry, Illmaye. I don't know if
You can
like
go back to the manor, and if you disappear, you die.
You could just be one of us.
Not by us
That is
per
the
se.
third dead spirit of this stream.
You could be me and go visit.
how
my
do you
mom.
feel about the ocean?
I have no particular feelings.
I'm kidding.
If we're weighing options, I'd much prefer just to head back to the manor until things die down.
That's
Okay.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
sure,
that.
Go for it. Yeah, that's fine.
Disappear
can
and
you-
die.
Can you not be Kora though? Can you? That's kind of weird.
Who should I be?
Can I show you? I
Yourself.
want to show them a picture of that weird person I keep seeing in death visions.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Be this person.
No.
She looks at it.
I don't know who this is.
No.
All right. I'll have to take some artistic liberty.
Let's just
That's
be
okay.
a generic
She-
like
And if someone recognizes you, let me know.
She transforms into this man, and you see the face forms first, a perfect replica of what the drawing is. And then the body
Actually,
sort of
don't have a
fluctuates from various different levels of muscularity and fat and all that kind of stuff. And so it sort of settles onto like a fairly muscular but toned frame. And you look at this face staring back at you, Adagio. And it's like a light bulb hits you, seeing
What,
this
the
person
banana?
in the flesh.
Who is this?
bruh.
It is not a face you've necessarily seen before. At least it's not a face you remember. But it feels like what Reed would have looked like if he had continued to age.
Oh no.
I fucking called it!
I'm dead. Why did
Oh,
Anura
no.
see them? Why did Anura see them?
Why indeed?
What the banana?
Bruh.
I'm like out of character. I called it. Like I said this from the beginning.
All right. Well,
A single
okay. Yeah.
tear.
Just go back to
You
go back to
pick
the
your
manor.
own name.
Just hang
You can
out.
pick your own name.
We should be back at some point. And if we don't come back,
Mirror?
run for the hills.
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh, let me
Sorry,
send
I
Amber,
don't actually know what this person's voice sounds like, so I'm just sort of trying it out.
as you should. Are we all
I'm
heading back to the
not
manor
just
together, or should I send Amber a message that a strange-looking man will just be sleeping with us again?
A message is probably.
Rising.
Wait, again?
Y'all
I
don't know
have
what
to go
happens at
back
night.
and get my armor.
I'm
Can
sorry.
you
it's
Close
not
your doors.
Okay.
Jeez,
We're gonna run back to manor, get gear.
Okay, so we're going together anyway.
I
What did the
suppose.
changeling's name say they were?
Kennerang.
So we'll call you Ken. Okay, Ken, you're coming.
Oh, that works actually. Okay. So, yeah, back to manor,
As
get
you
suited
guys
up.
make
Yeah.
your way back to Sunbrow Manor, Ken does sort of brush up against Alexios. I am sorry. I know this is not exactly the date that you expected, but for what it's
I
worth,
swear to God, if you don't use a female's voice when you say this, I've already ticked off. Don't make this any more weird than it has to be.
would you
So
prefer if
female's
I
voice?
talked like Kora?
Yes, at least for the yes.
I know
It's
this
Just
almost
for the
is
breakup
not
scene.
I know this isn't the date that you expected, but for what it's worth, I was having a nice time.
Read.
I mean,
I know it's not me that you wanted to be on the date with, and I don't blame you, but Cora's just a lucky girl.
I
You just
guess
got
we'll
hit
find
by a
that out
dog who's called the
eventually.
Spoon, basically.
right? So many questions right now.
Yes, I can understand how weird this is. Back to it.
Thank you.
Is this what calls a gay panic for Alexios?
I'm gonna throw
Come on,
hands if you
this
start
is-
dating the person that looks like my ex.
The first truly gender fluid character in the campaign.
I'm as close as I can get.
Yeah. All right. So when you guys get back to Sunbrown Manor, you see Baylin has found like a kitchen knife, and Roxanne is just behind her with like what looks like almost like a hammer for like crushing crab legs or something.
Who
And-
are
Roxanne.
Amber's at the front door with a hand
crab legs.
outstretched and a sword in the other.
Roxanne.
Easy now. What's going on?
Kenai's been messing with things.
Kenai's been fucking about. Let us in.
God,
What did I say about? Oh my god, I said this. People coming into your house looking like people that they aren't. When I came and I was like, just because I wear a friendly face doesn't mean I'm the person I say I am. Oh my god, you know what? I'm done with.
Are
the
you like
episode.
for real?
Holy
Like
shit. You are a
a
prophet.
prophet?
That's crazy.
This happens all
I'm
the
gonna look at him
time.
and be like,
By the way, now that this has been revealed, you guys remember that session 1,000 years ago where I had like a post-credit scene without you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Now you can watch that.
Oh, what happened?
It was a scene with Kenai where Kenai is talking about how he sent Kennerang to impersonate Kora, and that Kora's in the tower and settled in, and that he was going to set up the ritual for all 5 of you.
You sneaky
what?
dog. How many sessions ago was that?
That was
1,000
a
years
while
ago.
Forever.
I'm telling you guys,
Wow.
everything's planned.
I hate everything.
It's all content.
everything
It's
except
all-
for my ability to
Jesus.
read the future casually.
Also, I
Yeah.
feel like Sammy's like everything's planned, but every time like Isaac says something that could be kind of like
He's like-
prophetic, he's like scribbling in a notebook.
Yeah. Shit.
Dude,
Or Sammy's just sitting there like,
Honestly,
is he reading my notes?
Right.
There's no way. How did he know?
Yeah.
She's the lost princess, y'all.
Isaac
my-
is
that
like
one was. That was top
a
tier.
real
That was
life
all
Greek
the way up there.
prophet.
It's really just me trying to accentuate the fact that he's Apollo's son. So every time he says something, I just work it into the story.
There we go.
Yeah,
You see, Dad, I'd
Turn it
make a great
Oracle.
Oracle?
oracle.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Plot
prophetic
twist.
We got there
Plot
eventually.
twist: Demigods are real, and Isaac is actually a child of
Yes.
Apollo. In this as well.
Dun, dun.
Radiant Brand doesn't look as good, but.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to Anura's date.
Oh no.
So,
Yes.
so Anura, you enjoy a beautiful 3-course meal, all vegetarian, all extremely delicious, with a bunch of fruits and vegetables that you've never tasted before, but you enjoy them greatly. Is there anything, or like, what's the next thing you'd like to do on your date, or anything you'd like to discuss, anything like that?
So we're through eating, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there like the equivalent of like a drink shop somewhere where like they sell tea or something that we could get to go, almost like a bubble tea shop, but not bubble tea, because you know what I mean?
You could probably, I mean, you can get like a cup of tea at any given tavern, but they're like, to-go food is not really a thing in ancient Greece.
I was just wondering if there was like a place where you could like grab a drink and take it with you, kind of thing.
Not particularly. Everything's made of ceramic, and they're gonna want it back.
What if you buy it from them?
Yeah. Should I do that?
You're walking around with like, okay, what are those? I always forget the name of this. Okay, those like the brick colored pots for plants. What material is that made out of?
Terracotta?
Terracotta, yeah. Like just walking
Just
around with
get
a
your own mug.
terracotta vase full of like tea with a straw. Okay, that is all.
What are you doing, Anura?
Sorry, I'm so stuck on like the charades roundabout way to get to terracotta.
I'm sorry. It's ADHD
that.
ramblings.
I
It is
felt
what
that.
it is.
Speaking of that, next break I have 2 minutes. Okay, I guess at this point I'm gonna start heading over to leading her over to where the temple is.
Okay. How are you gonna get Lysandra there?
So when we get over there, I'm gonna look over and go, "You afraid of heights?"
I'm not afraid of anything.
All right. Then I'm going to wild shape into something that can fly and can carry her, because I'm assuming I can't do it as just Anura unless I could.
Correct.
I if I make like a strength check and pass it,
No, you need to be a
Like-
large creature to carry a medium creature.
like
About
bridal
when,
style, carry
the
her
Eagles
over it.
from Lord of the Rings.
Trying to find something that can fly that is a large beast right now.
Do you have like a giant, any sort of
Giant
bird?
owl.
Giant owl?
Giant owl.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a giant owl, and before I do, I'm just gonna turn around and go, all right, then climb on, and then immediately turn into the owl.
Well, this is a first. She climbs on, pulls a few feathers out, but eventually gets settled.
All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fly us across over to the little spot that I had.
Like
Set up.
Harry Potter's Hippogriff ride, you soar off into the sky and jump this river, and she lets out a woo as you land in the ruins of the temple, in the spot where you just cleared some rubble.
Yeah, so I wanna as soon as I get down and she climbs off, I'm gonna wild shape back to Anura.
Okay.
And I'm assuming like in that hour I got ready from before, I would have had a short rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. I still have a wild shape after this. All right. So I'm gonna with the ring of shooting stars real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a dancing light. So ADHD brain was like cat. I'm gonna go ahead and cast dancing lights so that there's little lights around everywhere,
Nice touch.
and then lay out. I assume I have like a blanket or something.
Do you?
Like I have a bedroll. Like I assume there's like
That's a
blanket
sleeping
esque.
bag. The sleeping bag.
Well, because you like unroll it and make it into like a blanket kind of thing, you know.
Nope, it's a sleeping bag.
But you know how like they unzip.
Not
mean-
in ancient Greece.
I
Yeah,
know,
you
but
could probably
I'm
like cut it in half.
Yeah, if you wanted to ruin it and cut it, you could.
God. Okay, well.
This is why you
Mm,
grab
room-
Adagio's pre-prepared picnic basket he made for you.
Picnic all in one. Wine and wine glasses included.
And cheese.
I'm gonna
Just
lay it
even
out
worse.
as it is, so like we can at least sit on it. I guess if it comes down to it, I'll cut it.
Sure. She
So we
sits
can
on
just kind
it.
of like sit up.
Have you taken me to a second location to kill me?
That would have been smart, but no, definitely not. I told you I wasn't trying to kill you.
So what are you trying to do, Anura?
I'm not sure. Why did you even ask me out in the first place? Was it just so you could write a song?
Artists are always looking for their muses. I don't know. Thought I'd give you a try. You are the
And
hero of
maybe
the city.
Maybe I'm trying to let you find your muse.
Why should I write a
Hello.
song about you? Why not any of your
What do you
friends? Why you?
I just heard a whisper in the background. Sorry.
Why should I write a story about Anura of the Hands of Fate and not just the Hands of Fate?
I don't know. You're the one who took a liking to me and asked me out over everybody else in the Hands of Fate. I mean, there's Adagio, of course. He's a son of Apollo. We're in Delphi. But, I mean, I'm the only one who's not a demigod.
Yes?
I'm believing that's happening in the...
Yeah. A feral cat.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the only one who's not a demigod out of all of that.
That is true.
That unique point that stands out in the story sometimes.
Yes. It's actually a good angle. The one mortal in a sea of immortals.
We're all mortal to an extent. I found that out the hard way, but
I don't know. You fell in the gauntlet. I saw your body.
yeah.
And yet here you are.
Did anyone ever tell you why I fell in the gauntlet?
No.
We were in a maze with a minotaur, and it was dark. And I had transformed into a spider so I could, get over the walls and stuff like that very easily. And I heard it rushing at Ryujin and Illmaye, and I knew if it got to one of them, it would get both of them. So I climbed over a wall and immediately attracted its attention, and before I could get back over, it killed me. I couldn't let the rest of them, the demigods, one of which who didn't even know her parents, and the son of Poseidon, I couldn't let them die in that gauntlet.
I'll tell you what, Anura. When your quest is done, when you're satisfied and adventuring is behind you, I could write one epic about you. The foreigner from a different land finds himself in a band of demigods, dies for them, and then is resurrected for them, kills a dragon with them. Who else? Who knows what else you can do before your song is up?
Let's just hope my song is not up too soon.
Let's hope. So, really, why are we here?
I thought it would be nice to, be able to come out, get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. It's hard to get away from it out in the city. And I knew this place was here. I knew no one would bother us here. You gotta, The cat is very determined that this date should not happen.
Yes?
I knew it was away from the hustle and bustle of everything. You know, you got to be able to fly to get over to it, or have a bridge that you can put down and stuff like that. And you know, I didn't know if you were here from here or not, but you're not. We're both not native to the city. That you're closer than I am. It's nice to be able to step away from it sometimes. To be able to step away from being the savior of the city, and just be Anura again.
Stars are beautiful.
Yeah, I know who to thank for that one.
Me, I made them. I'm amazing.
Yeah,
Would you like a song?
sure. Blow me away.
She pulls out a lute and begins to play. And she sings a melancholy tune. You're very familiar with the story of Orpheus. This song in particular tells the story of Orpheus, but only the beginning. It's a song that only focuses on Orpheus as a young singer, incredibly talented, and then meeting Eurydice, falling in love, and the tragedy of her dying on their wedding day. It's beautiful. It's getting late.
Yeah. Do you want to head back, or do you want to stay here a little bit longer?
I got that feeling that I just want to sit and write.
You just want to sit right here, or do you want to go back? I can give you the light to write by.
Tell you what, I'm gonna start on the epic of Anura, and I'll find you when I need some more inspiration.
Out of character. Wow, I got played. I'm getting used to write a fucking song.
The best song.
The best song in the world.
The best songs about the Hands of Fate are written by Adagio.
Hey, so this is just like me spitballing here, but I think we should all get like commemorative pins, right? So we're like of the hand of fate, right? But each finger that we all agreed on. So like Anna would get the middle finger.
Are we doing this? Do you mean in real life or in game?
Either or, and then Sammy's
in-game,
gotta
I
have
wanted
like
shirts that
the
just
whole
said
hand,
fist.
HOF.
but like I don't know, someone like looking over the hand, or like two hands. I don't know.
So, Anura,
Lord.
you spend a bit more time here on this patch of land before eventually you... Yes?
While we're sitting there, can I like let her lay her hair like head down in my lap so she can look up at the stars easier, and she can actually lay it across the bed where I'll still just be sitting on it?
Sure. It's nice. It's a nice
And I'll
moment.
start pointing out like constellations and stuff. And while we're sitting there, I just want to like look down and go, I know you said that you're the one who put the stars up there, but as amazing as you are, I've met the one who put the stars up there and who studies them still and controls them. And you're
Of
right,
course
she did
you
a good
have.
job.
You know, that one right there, that's King Laethus, the newest star in the sky.
And I point out Phaeton Star. Isn't that Phaeton Star?
No, so the star was created when Phaeton became champion, but the
Okay.
star is Laethus.
Yeah.
Essentially, once Laethus stops being champion, he becomes a star.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to lift up my arm real quick where she can see it and point it out on my arm. When Phaeton died and became Apollo's new champion. Or appeared for me. You were singing the song for Orpheus and Eurydice, and I gotta say, everyone talks about how tragic the lives are of actual demigods having half immortal, half mortal blood in their veins. But I think somehow children of the minor gods get the short end of the straw more often. They're forgotten by history, or they end in the biggest tragedies, and they drink themselves under the table to forget it. But I really hope you'll make it where I'm not one of those.
True demigods usually end in tragedy as well.
Yeah, but their tragedies are more often remembered. They go out in blazes of glory, protecting the city they loved, anything and everything. I just hope with you writing my story, I won't become one of the ones who gets forgotten.
Well, you've certainly given me a lot to write about. Good night, Anura.
Well, I have to take her back over the thing still.
Well, then, can we get going?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pack everything up real quick and turn back into the owl.
Okay. She
Fly
grabs
her
on.
over, and then I'll walk her back to the Bard College. I can't remember the name of it. It's something
The
with
Lyre
in
Song
it, I know.
School.
Thank you. I was like, it's the Lyre something.
You reach the entrance to the Lyra Song School, and she just turns to you. This was very interesting. The horns have stars? Is there something there? I'll get back to you.
If you have any questions, you know where to find me.
I do. Good night, Anura.
Night.
She turns and walks into the school.
And I'll head back to the manor.
Once you get there, you are bombarded with all this information that they have discovered while you were on your date.
Dear God, everything happens when I'm gone.
So,
God, whoever the fuck that is.
you now have 2 weeks until the ritual. How would you like to spend those 2 weeks, Illmaye?
Well, I'm barging over to the tower.
Sure. Is everyone joining Illmaye on that?
I'm going.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Great. So, you all get to the tower and you see the arcane eye open wide.
I want to talk to Kora, the real Kora, right now.
There's a pause. And then the door opens. You see the staircase.
Start heading up.
You head up. Again, it's an extremely short staircase. You open the first door you see, and there you're standing in Kenai's office. Kenai is standing in front of his desk. Illmaye, I do not know what it is you are accusing me of.
No, it's already out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. Him and something another already told us who they were. We figured it out.
You know why we figured it out though, Kenai? Because you made a mistake. I just want to make that very, very clear. It's on you, buddy. So stop playing us. Spill the beans. All right? We're not here to play games. We can all be honest like adults. All right?
You want to be honest? Fine.
Yes.
I have prepared this ritual 3 times already.
Holy
It
shit,
is
have you
expensive and time-consuming to do. I am now preparing 5 at the same time. It is 5 times as expensive and time-consuming. If none of you do this ritual, I would like to have at least one demigod there.
So, just so I understand this, you basically want us to do this ritual because you have questions you want to ask the gods, and you have a deep love for Hecate. Is that basically in the ballpark? Am I forgetting something? No sarcasm. I'm being genuine. Like, is that like?
You are forgetting perhaps a very key part of this entire arrangement.
What is that?
War is coming.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
And it all centers around the prophecy
Sorry,
that his father
I
knows.
wasn't trying to be sarcastic.
The
That's
links of Tartarus are scattered and are getting scooped up by dark hands. The army needs to be ready. You need to be ready.
And we are preparing. And I want to talk to Kora.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I help her by like starting to talk to Kenai after she says that? And just trying to convince him to let her?
You're lucky I'm not giving you a disadvantage anyway.
Yeah, okay. A 10.
10. Kora has made her decision. She does not need your poisonous words to convince her otherwise.
Does she know all of the details? Does she know what you have done?
I don't think the truth is poisonous words. Listen, Kora can make Kora's own decision. We're just here to make sure that everything is well known. All right? And like some of us still aren't sure what, decision we're going to make. Pretty sure most of us are probably still mulling it over, or I don't know where everyone's
I can tell you right now, Kenai, I'm not doing it. So you might as well scratch my portion of this.
And what of the three of you?
Listen, I have no idea, okay? Poseidon is very... How do I put this? What words do I use? Temperamental individual, from what I've experienced. It sounds interesting, right? It sounds cool. However, I don't think forcing my presence into the, I guess, home plane, is that it? Or is it like a specific area?
It is wherever that god is at that moment.
I feel like, especially if he's busy, like with Trumpocrates or something. I don't know. I feel like that might not be the best. I mean, my body would be here, though. I'm kind of just ADHD rambling, like, in front of everybody. Just, like, mulling over, like,
you are not wrong to be concerned. This spell is ancient and, as far as I can tell, untested. But, according to all the text involved, it does seem like it is merely your consciousness that travels. So I do not believe that there would be anything that a god could do to hurt you in any way.
Until after the ritual. And then we could just get smited.
Perhaps.
About the time that they're talking about this, I want to like pipe up and be like, I know I can't be part of the ritual, but I do want to point out that we've all tried to contact gods within the last couple of days, and they're not speaking as it is. And when I had a cleric cast commune to talk to a god, I was told our journey is our own. So us going and asking questions isn't going to yield any responses. They're not going to answer.
I am unsure of this. Again, the spell is somewhat complicated, but there is an element in the text that communicates some sort of innate truthfulness, some sort of breach of a barrier to allow for open conversation in a much more honest light than perhaps usual.
But they don't have to answer the questions either way.
I do not know.
If they don't have to answer the questions, I'm just going to say it now, there's a very good possibility you're preparing these rituals and they won't answer any of the questions that are asked.
That was another thing that I was thinking about too, is they directly said that our journey is our own. Basically, we're cut off from communication, and I mean, they're gods. I imagine they don't have to answer anything if they don't want to, right? So for myself, as an example, Poseidon being as temperamental as he is, back and forth, man's angry, okay? So I don't know how well that would go. Presence being forced, and then I don't even know what I would talk to him about, to be honest. I mean, we've never really had that kind of relationship, I guess, but and I don't know. It just, in theory, it sounds very interesting, and like it could, have some good results, but
Perhaps
I'm not sure.
I have read accounts of some children of Poseidon with natural gifts that seem to have been gifted to them by their father. Abilities, certain things that they are able to do. Do you have these qualities?
Like what?
I have heard tale of some sort of ability to cause salt water to infuse itself into wounds, causing damage beyond what a mere blow can do.
I can't do that. What? What the? That's a thing?
This is what I am saying. There are abilities that are latent in your blood that only your godly parent can unlock. And they will be crucial for the war to come.
What if I haven't earned it yet, though? I feel like that's something I have to earn. If I ask for it, I feel like that's bad.
Well, then perhaps you can ask how to earn it.
Then you're not really earning it, though.
I cannot convince you of anything. But you have 2 weeks to mull it over. Even you, Illmaye, I will continue working on your ritual should you have a change of heart. And as a show of good faith, he opens one of the drawers and presses a button on the stone, and you hear a shifting in the stairwell behind you. Upstairs you will find Kora. You are welcome to speak with her.
Okay. I'm heading up. You guys can keep talking to Kenai, but
yeah, I do
talking.
have a couple more questions for Kenai. But
Yes.
I'm going.
so, listen, I know we're not all on the same page exactly here, and we're not all, we don't have the same goals, yada yada, whatever, right? But like I said, everything I said before, it's an interesting concept, I guess. The ritual, like just for a few specific cases, mine is in this example as earlier, I don't know how well it would go, right? But you've also shown us multiple times that we can't really trust you. So my question for you is, like, I know you're probably a secretive dude, Nadar swept the rug out from under your feet and didn't really have anything to show for it, yada yada. I don't understand all of it, but what I do understand, like, I get it. That's shitty. You're probably a lot more powerful than you let on, because who's gonna, like, show everyone all their tricks up their sleeves and their secrets, But why not just be honest with us from the get-go? I know, Illmaye, and you have your issues. That's perfectly understandable, to be honest. It's kind of messed up what happened, but we're not gonna touch that. All right, we're gonna leave that be for now. So why not just be honest with all of us? Tell us, like, what your intentions were right off the bat, instead of, like, beating around the bush and sending a shape-shifting person to, like.
I do not blame you for this thought. The answer is quite simple. When you are not sure if you are talking to friend or foe, it is best to keep the truth to yourself. The truth is a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Once you know someone's true desires, you can shape and manipulate them. You have power over them. I am not a fan of giving up power willy-nilly. So, I obfuscate. I do not outwardly lie most of the time. I merely give some of my truthful reasonings for the things that I do.
You tell half-truths.
Yes.
Not technically lying, but on a moral level, it's still lying.
You have to understand, I have spent my entire life focusing on the affections of a primordial deity. A being older than time himself. When you have that sort of scale, that perspective, morals and simple lives are meaningless. All that matters is time.
Until it boils down to, those simple lives are, what happened with that is take, the whole situation with Illmaye's parents, for example, right? Simple lives. But now you have a young demigod that hates you. There could have been other ways, because I'm not against your idea, right? I think that gathering demigods and maybe training them, preparing them, that's not a bad idea. That's a really, really good idea, right? But listen, I know you're probably big, and I'm not big. You're probably very powerful, and I'm just like kind of talking right now, but just the way you go about things is I don't know, man. Why do you want to prepare people for this war and prepare demigods, and you want to be eventually, you want to speak with Hecate, but why do you want all that other stuff? To get to the end goal of speaking with Hecate, or to be in the history books as a savior, someone like...
Neither. I wish to be connected to Hecate for eternity. I wish that she takes me as her eternal lover, ascends me to immortality to be her servant and her guide for the rest of my days. But before that happens, I must save her from this threat. I must win this war in her name.
Is this dude just trying to win a war to impress somebody who will never, ever look at him like that? He wants to... Okay, I'm going to be outrageous. He wants to be a sex slave for the rest of eternity? What the fuck?
Listen, I guess, word of advice from a demigod who is far less intelligent than you. It doesn't matter a whole lot, I guess, how you look at it, but just try not to be a shithead, all right? Be honest. Honest with the right people, right? Because none of us, before knowing Illmaye, had a reason to dislike you or to mistrust you. That has happened over choices that you've made.
You kind of just convinced me that you were an asshole.
Do better.
Today.
All right?
I am imperfect, but the stakes are too high to get hung up on silly petty differences.
Not petty differences, just... That's the right word.
Do you call killing someone's mother petty? Is that petty to you?
An unfortunate step that needed to be had.
But it didn't. It didn't need to be had, because look at the outcome. You put in that extra effort to do something negative, and you got a negative response. You got negative...
Illmaye's mother wanted nothing to do with Hermes. Illmaye's mother wanted to raise Illmaye up to be a normal human with no connection with the god whatsoever. In the war to come, Illmaye will need to be more connected to Hermes than any champion of his there ever has been. Illmaye will need to be his avatar. So yes, I removed Illmaye's mother from the picture for the greater good.
What are we to you?
You are soldiers in the greatest war that Gaia has ever seen.
And who
What
are
do you
you
think
to
we-
you?
I am the general of this war.
You think
You know what they say about hubris, right?
I have studied for decades to earn this role.
All right.
one would think you'd be better at it?
All right. You don't need to insult each other. All right. Listen. Just. I know you probably don't care. All right, but if you find out the demigods, just try not to kill their parents, man. You know. I know,
I
like
am
in your
learning.
mind, it was unavoidable. It was a thing that had to happen, but like, you will yield better results if you change how you do it. Okay, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Of course.
Well, that's all I had to say. I still think that the ritual's like I said, trust is an issue between all of us, but it's interesting. I don't know. Okay.
I hope that in 2 weeks' time, you all attend and play your role in the cosmos.
I hope that you hold your breath until the ritual ends. Like, that's just...
All right, you guys heading up to Kora?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So, you head up the stairs, and once again, it's a very short journey, and now, where the stairwell ended at this door, there's now a stairwell upward, continuing. And you make your way up, and there is another door, and then the stairwell ends. You knock. You hear, "Who is it?"
It's the hands of fate.
"Oh, wonderful. Sorry, 1 second." You hear some locks being undone, and she opens the door. "Oh, it's lovely to see you again."
Hey,
What the fuck?
do we come in?
Of course, yes. You you come in and you see that there are open books and parchments and scrolls like scattered around the room, but at the very least, it seems like they're somewhat organized in a sense that they're all centered around and sort of almost semicircular, reaching out from one point on the floor. And you see, as she lets you guys in, she goes back and sort of sits in one spot, cross-legged. And you see she's at the center, the vertex of this study semicircle, as she just sits there and picks up a quill once again and continues writing. How are you?
Fine, but we just got some questions. If you don't mind.
All right, yes.
Okay, first off, did Kenai tell you that he was using a changeling to act as you to fool us into thinking you weren't here?
What? No.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, okay. Okay. So, first off, I know Kenai asked you to do this ritual thing. He's asked us to do this ritual thing. He's not a trustworthy guy. He's trying to manipulate you into doing this. So, it's a dangerous ritual. He's killed people before. Not a nice guy. I don't trust him to do this ritual. I'm not doing it. You shouldn't do it.
All right. Lots of information. Sorry, let me process. What's exactly his plan? Is his plan to keep me here for a month?
Yeah, so he probably was trying to keep you here so that we wouldn't try to convince you not to do the ritual.
Well, that didn't quite work in his favor, did it? Only took you about 6 hours.
Usually doesn't.
Wait.
Exactly.
Just say
Wait,
6
wait,
What did
hours.
you say?
It's
Well,
been weeks since you've been here.
What?
The ritual's in 2 weeks.
It's already been
Just
half the
under
time.
2 weeks,
Still.
actually.
That's... And she sort of looks
There's
around the
been
room. Time distortion. Brilliant. Awful, but brilliant.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't compliment the man. He's a shitbag.
Yeah, but
Yes.
bruh, she would have spent like what, like
What's a
12
brilliant
hours in
shitbag?
here before he would have been like, "Yo, ritual's ready."
Yeah,
Um,
and then she
It
would
would have been like a
realized
day
what was
to you.
up.
All right, sorry. Let me. Okay, lots of new information. And she stands, just begins pacing around the room. Okay, so he's what? He's an evil man.
Well, he's killed my mom so that he could get to me, so that he could use me for this ritual.
Not
I
purely
found out.
evil, but he
Tried
is
to
a
kill
very
him.
ambitiously underlying kind of douchiness, you know?
Okay, all right.
He's a
So
collector.
so
of,
what's his plan?
He wants to use the ritual to speak to the gods in what he believes is an upcoming war that'll destroy Olympus.
He thinks
Okay.
we're all soldiers.
All
And
right.
he's the general, his own words.
So definitely weird psycho man, understood. But what is the actual risk?
It's never
I'll-
been done before.
Of course, yes, it's experimental magic, and I've looked a bit at the spell, and it's very hard for me to understand. But it seems like it's a legitimate spell, if
I imagine-
complicated and extremely advanced.
Mortals forcing their presence upon a god who does not wish to be spoken to, specifically by said, like, mortals. Probably, I feel like that, I mean, it's interesting.
I mean,
But
any
I'm
of our
not
actions
sure
can
it'll
enrage any of the
end-
gods.
Well, plus all the gods are different, you know, and maybe it'll be okay with one god, not with another, you know, who's to say? Or maybe it'll be all right all around the board, or it'll end horribly and he's lying to us about something huge. I don't know. All right, it's risky.
Okay.
I
So-
just don't trust the man. So I'm not doing it.
So then my question is, are you more concerned with what Kenai will do, or what your godly parent will do?
I'm concerned about what Kenai is going to do. I don't
Both.
trust that he's telling us the whole truth.
Me, personally, both.
I just
All
want
right,
to speak to
okay.
my dad.
All right. Here's the reality. I need to speak with my mother. I can't let this opportunity pass me by. But this man clearly has ulterior motives. Clearly does not view our safety as his top priority. So my question then is, if there's a minute where all of us, or at the very least, if I have a minute where Athena is living in my body, infusing me with her power, should I use that minute? Should she use that minute? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, go for it. I take that.
Oh my god.
Listen, I mean, not against it. Probably gonna be precautions in place to prevent it. Just saying. Don't want to see you get hurt. Don't know you very well. You know, we've been living with a fake you, so. Anyway.
Yes, right.
Listen, your decision is your own. We are just here
I'm just trying to
tell you
understand the
truth.
plan. If we look at what we know of his plan, and then we have a counter plan, you know, we could figure something out, right?
But
Probably.
even doing this, like, I
If
don't
you
trust that
can.
he's done something to this ritual.
From what I've been able to see from the written text, it is older magic than I've ever seen. It's blood magic. I've never seen blood magic before. It is extremely old, extremely complicated, extremely powerful. I don't think even an archmage would be able to augment or change this in any significant way. Unless he's far more powerful than even any archmage I've ever heard of. Which brings me
Well-
back to my central point, which is, what do we think? What is the worst case scenario? What do we think he's going to do?
I don't know. I don't think it's if okay.
Worst
we are
case
talking about,
scenario
like-
I could see is he tries to take this power that's going to be flowing through all of us.
I mean,
But
He wants
how?
to
I don't
be
know
on
if that's
par with
possible.
Hecate.
yeah, I'm not sure if because in his mind we're just soldiers, right? He wants to speak to the gods to get more accurate, like ideas of what's to come, the first prophecy,
Right.
what's going on with the gods, all that. So
How to track new
I don't know if that would
demigods.
be a huge concern, I guess, because I don't know if there's any way he could like harness the power of the gods while they're in it, But I mean, I guess I don't know, but it's just he's not a ritual aside, he's kind of a
Not
piece of shit.
trustworthy. Right.
Yeah,
Understood.
done some horrible things.
Okay.
I mean, this is kind of a
Uh,
loophole.
Yeah,
mean-
true.
Our big problem is that the gods didn't want to talk to us.
Also,
We
I don't
have a
think
demigod.
I don't think you should stay in the tower anymore. I mean, it's been what 6 hours to you, like 2 weeks to us.
For the record, as soon as we finish this conversation, I am leaving this tower.
Good.
But
Free to make your own decision, though.
I
We're not
do
gonna try
intend
and
to come
force-
back for the ritual.
Okay.
Unless we think there's actual danger, but to your point, I've never heard of any sort of magic that would allow him to suck the god out of us.
Mhm.
As far as I know,
No.
it's the blood in our veins that allows that connection in the first place. So unless he's secretly a demigod too, and has developed some sort of extremely experimental technology that would allow him to take the god that's inside us and put it inside him, but all 5 gods at the same time, it would kill him.
Or make him a god.
You do what you want to do. I'm not doing this ritual because I don't even know what's going to happen.
Of course.
I just wanted you to have all
Yeah,
the information.
I think we
So you
should
could make
maybe discuss it a little bit
informed
more in a place
Yes.
that's not made and controlled by me. However, yeah, there was no however. That's all I had to say. I'm sorry.
I agree. Let's get out of here.
Where we go?
Yes.
Sorry.
You want to go on a date?
I'm
I'm sorry. Let's get out first.
Out of character, I had to.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I help? I don't know
No.
how I would help. Actually.
and I look weaker next to Alexios, so he looks buffer.
Can I add to this roll?
Sure, if you want to.
Add 5 to your roll.
I'm dead.
Oh,
You get a nat 1?
oh no, it's a 16
Okay.
plus 6
Right.
is 24.
So she goes,
What?
22.
22.
22. Did your mother put you up to this?
No. Listen, this is
No.
kind of sudden.
No.
I mean, I'm not opposed. Your mother's just talked you up a great deal and has sort of been playing matchmaker one-sided for months.
So, I haven't really. No. This is of my own accord. I thought of
Right.
you. I had a great idea. You were a doppelganger. You weren't actually there.
Ah,
So
that's
Put my
fine.
hand over his mouth and be like, "We'll continue this conversation elsewhere." He's gonna ramble.
That sounds great. Perhaps after?
wait, are you answering me after? Or are you after the date or after?
I mean,
Your
after
mouth
the
is
ritual.
covered right now.
After the ritual, perhaps we.
Okay, we're all walking out as this is happening. I'm just like pushing everyone down
Yeah,
the
we're just all
stairs.
pushing them.
As you guys leave, you realize there's only now there's the door that you're coming out of, and there's the door to Kenai's office, but there's no stairwell down.
We go back to Kenai's office.
Can I listen? We would like to go back away from this place. We are
Can I
not
just
going
say
to
one
poison.
thing? And Kora just steps forward. You're a piece of shit,
Sure.
and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I love
better
her.
fucking marry her.
I mean, if you
I
don't
have
have
to
one.
date her.
Can I just like finger gun?
In game, Anura
Wait.
just looks at the goes, Alexios, you have to marry her.
My uncle, you talking
Kenai,
about?
is there
Kenai-
anything else about the ritual that you're not mentioning that could be important? Because
I would
that may or may not sway our decisions, man.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
I do not know. That is the
Okay.
honest answer.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right. Well, hope you have a good night. We will think on it. Goodbye.
He presses the stone, you hear the shift of the door behind you. I trust that I will see at least some of you in 2 weeks. And
I mean-
even if you are not participating, and he looks at Anura and Illmaye, you are welcome to observe if you so choose.
I'll show to make sure nothing goes wrong if I can help, you know.
Of course. I will have my people standing by as well in case there is any sort of error or some unexpected side effect. Good night.
Good night, uncle.
Why do you keep calling him uncle?
You say
He's
as
like-
you're leaving.
He's like the council of like my dad's city. So he's like it's like dad, council, adagio, and it's like all the councils are my uncles and aunts. They're like,
So
like
the Anvil arm
the
was on
show-
the council. Is the Anvil arm
Yeah.
your uncle?
He
Why
And
was
is
the
council
dragon?
and now
above
he's
you?
And
Now
that
they're-
I
and
feel
now
like
they
this is
are
a very
estranged
flawed
fam-
relationship.
Oh my
view.
god.
estranged family.
No, no.
We don't
Y'all
talk
gonna
about
give
Bruno.
me a freaking headache.
So,
That's my
you
aunt.
all leave the Whispers and head back to Sunbrown Manor, now plus one real Kora, and your house is getting real full. Because you now have Kora, Ken, Paloma, Baylin, Roxanne, all your staff, and you.
Can I, when we get back,
Yeah.
I wanna go see Ken, and just say, listen, I don't know where Kora is gonna be staying, but if you need a bedroom, you can use mine. I don't use it. I mean, there's like a hammock in there. That's about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take
Mhm.
you up on that if that's all right.
We can get you an actual bed too if you want. I
It's
just,
all right. I'm used to not the best conditions, so that's fine.
We'll get you a bed.
Can
Okay,
I just
we'll get
go
you a
up
bed.
to them and hug them and be like, I'm so sorry?
It's all right. Thank you.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep it to myself that they look like Reed. Just gonna not useful information. I'm just gonna hold that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to look up to them, look up at them and be like, if you ever want to talk about it, I didn't exactly have the best family life.
That's quite all right.
Here.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm gonna get some sleep. It's been a very stressful day.
Sounds good.
Nice.
How far have I made it by chiseling out this little cubby in the pool?
I told you I would use stone shape one of the days.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You were able to
okay,
do
I
it.
would help with
Yeah, you
it.
did.
So
it.
I got a nice sized little cubby underwater, you know? Got a little pillow down there, you know?
A soaking
Both
wet
said
pillow.
help you.
Exactly. A soaking wet
Yum.
Just
pillow.
like a multiple
Great.
pile of clay. And
Just
since it's
kidding.
always
It's actually
wet.
just like a net inside.
Just do like a bed of
Yeah.
seaweed.
Yeah, there you go.
like,
Alexios,
put it together
as
with
as
or
you're
something.
bringing Kora in, she's taking in the manor for the first time. Baylin and Roxanne come in and give her hugs, and she's,
And sniffer.
this is your house.
Yep, this is the manor. Sunbrow Manor.
That's beautiful.
You can thank Phaeton for
The,
that.
the name or the place?
Yes.
You better marry her, you son of a bitch.
I love this crazy person.
I'm
If Kora
actually
dies,
having a bit of
I'm
a
actually gonna
problem.
cry in real life.
What's
Yeah.
the problem?
I don't think it's a good idea that we wait until after the ritual. I mean, you just seem amazing, so I might have to kill Kenai, and there won't be a ritual.
Right.
Kora. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Alexios making a move.
All right. Before the ritual, then. Maybe in a few days, just to let me get my bearings.
Yeah, maybe 3. I have to like shake off the fact that I already went on a date with you, and it's yeah.
Yes, and now that I've left the tower, I am feeling like I just aged 2 weeks' time, and my fingers, I've lost all my calluses, so I'm gonna need to get to work.
That is very attractive, surprisingly.
I just want to like say this, like Mia Adagio in the background, like as he's doing this, she's going, "You got this. Keep going."
Pulls out the violin and starts playing.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could get some chunks of wood and see who can make a better sculpture of the other.
I love this woman. Oh my god.
If you don't marry her, I will.
I've already said it. I already
That
killed.
is
There's the dibs.
that sounds awesome. I want to show you to your room.
Of course,
Ooh.
yes.
Showing her to her room.
Are you-
No,
But, like,
not like that.
Are you gonna take her to the room that fake Kora was in?
Yes.
'Kay.
You should be right at home. You've already been here.
She walks in
Taking
the
her
room. She
to
goes,
the room.
She's like-
Why don't you just take her to your room, Alexios? You just hear Nora yell out from downstairs.
she
That's where
picks
his
up
mom
she
is.
picks up one of the calligraphy practice pages. She goes, "Oh, this is horrible. This is embarrassing. You thought this was me."
I would not think it. Actually, I've
It's
never
fine.
seen that thing.
It's fine. You don't know me, but you will.
I feel like I do already.
You're gonna know her.
I don't know. I don't know what the doppelganger told you, but it was probably not true.
Hopefully not. It was pretty bad. I mean, I don't. Your dad? Was that a thing?
I had a father, yes.
And did anything happen to him? Bad?
Yes, he has passed, yes.
Was he a gambler?
No. He was a writer, a copier.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a much happier story.
I mean, it doesn't end with him copying something to death. He did get killed, but yeah, he was my hero. We'll talk about it more
Oh.
later. It's I don't need to get into my current issues right now.
This is what we need
Yeah.
to a good, wholesome,
Nate?
non-murder hobo demigod.
3 days?
3 days.
What do you think?
That sounds lovely.
Thanks.
You like
Thank
fan fiction?
Alexios? Sorry?
You like fan fiction?
I don't know what that is.
I'll introduce
Okay,
you.
good
I'll
night.
from my back pocket.
So,
Listen, we're not gonna have a freaking. We're not
No.
gonna have a tough love moment in this. Please
Oh
no.
no.
Please no.
Okay.
After
All right.
talking to Kora, I would like, well, if I could, try talk
Take a cold
to, what's her face?
Ken?
Kenarang?
Ken? Yeah.
Yes. Wherever in Ryujin's room.
Sure, yeah.
Ryujin's old room.
Yeah,
I sleep
Ryujin's
in the pool now,
bedroom that is
baby.
now Kenarang's tentative bedroom.
That's fucked up. Kenring gets a better room than my mom.
I mean, if you remember, Ryujin's room is actually the smallest in the manor, because all that was in there was just a little hammock.
And not all rooms were
Oh.
No, the room with the pool is a different room. The room where
Yeah.
Ryujin slept was actually like the smallest room on the layout.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
you're now in this room with Kenarang.
I'll just walk in and, hey,
Hi. You see, she's not in disguise or anything, so she's in her ghostly pale white form.
so, at first, I thought it would be a good idea to maybe put hands on you. But I decided that I should think of it in a way of everybody has a story, right?
Right.
And I don't quite know yours, so it'd be wrong for me to judge you.
I appreciate that.
So I'll ask you straight up. How much of that was bullshit?
Well, I took a lot of notes about Kora from what Roxanne and Baylin would talk to me about, but they assumed that I already knew, and Kenai gave me a brief sort of starter list from just his first talk with her, and then everything else was just sort of improvisation.
So you made up that story about Kora's father.
I knew he was dead, but yeah, the rest was made up. I knew he traveled, so I thought maybe he traveled because he kept sort of scamming people out of money. I'm not the best actress. I just look like I am.
So I'm never going to tell the real Kora about the story that you made up about her father.
Alright. That's fair.
But I want you to consider the fact that if your idol or the person you owe everything to is an asshole, you might end up an asshole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're better than that.
She's very pretty. I see why you like her.
So you can imagine how confusing it would be that I kind of liked you too, right?
I can be whoever you'd want.
But who are you?
I don't know. A monster.
That might be too harsh. But especially considering the fact that you said you don't know before that. And I think you might owe it to yourself to find out.
You see, she transforms again into the beautiful, fancy wear version of Kora. What if I like being her more? What if I just decided to be someone and I didn't need to ever change back? What if I could just pretend?
Why pretend? You can be you.
Because of the way that you looked at me when you thought I was her? No one's ever looked at me like that.
I'm attracted to more than the way someone looks. You can make yourself look however. So, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say? I'm not that good with words.
Nor am I.
Listen, I think I liked you, but I don't know if I like you because I don't know you, and I can't know you because you don't know you. And I mean, you'd have to figure that out. And there's space here to do that. You don't have to leave. But I wouldn't get too obsessed with the way people look at me.
That's easy for you to say. You spent a lifetime being looked at like a monster. Sometimes it's just nice to walk around in a crowd in someone else's skin for a while and just blend in. Be normal.
I mean, Delphi wasn't built in a day. I mean, you don't have to be you all the time. You can take a stroll, but there's the manner. You can be you here.
I have a lot to think about, but thank you.
I mean, you made an impression. I kind of have no choice.
And thank you for not killing me.
I mean, you're still kind of an asshole. We can hold that out for later. Just kidding. I like you.
You see, she transforms once again, now looking like a picture-perfect version of Archmage Kenai. Yes, I am an enormous asshole.
But really, look like you.
She goes back into her neutral form. Pasty white skin, white hair.
Feel beautiful.
Thank you.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, canonically, by this time, I definitely brought the bread back in. The bed is there. There's a bed.
So at this moment, Ryujin barges into the room with the mattress.
Don't mind me.
Sorry.
I should be getting to sleep. I'll see you.
Yeah.
All right. So, the next 2 weeks. Ryujin,
Aha!
how do you spend
Okay.
your next 2 weeks?
So, let me just take a look see in the old notebook here. So, at some point I don't know if that's something I should do before the ritual though, because that's kind of time consuming. Sorry. There was going back to the library, getting the book about Nepeot and Tritons.
Yes.
I do want to talk to Cassandra, but I don't know.
We can do the library first.
Okay.
So, the next spec you're looking for is on Nepeot.
Yep, Nepeot and then Tritons.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna use the tiny little d20. Oh my god, it's gonna be so hard to see what it is. Okay, what is that? What is that? 13? -1, 12.
Well, it's sort of hard to find a book about Nepeot and a book about Tritons because they're essentially the same books. It's hard to talk about Tritons without talking about Nepeot, and it's hard to talk about Nepeot without talking about Tritons. They're
Okay,
sort of
if it's like one book about both, I mean,
yeah. But you do find a book that tells the story of the sinking of Nepeot, of one god's rest day while the gods were on Olympus and the champions were in charge of looking over their gods' domains. Tromocrates attacked the island city of Nepeot and sank it to the bottom of the ocean. And as this city was sacred to Poseidon, as it was sinking, the victims prayed to Poseidon to save them. But as he was on Olympus, he was too late. And by the time he was able to come, the island had already been sunk. And so instead, he transformed the people into Tritons, so that they would be able to live in their city on the ocean floor. Since the time of that myth, Tritons have spread, or at the very least, Nepeot is sort of the center of Triton society, but they don't only exist in Nepeot, but that is sort of the hub for Tritons. It's the only city in all of Gaia that is run by Tritons and has a Triton majority. Understandably so, because anyone who lives there has to be able to breathe underwater. Tritons are descended from humanoids, so they are as equally as intelligent as humans. They are just as versatile. There are Triton wizards and Triton barbarians and Triton archers and all that kind of stuff. They just live their lives in the ocean. Is there anything in particular you want to learn about Tritons?
I guess because I'd already tried looking up stuff about the drowned descendants, and I didn't get anything from that because it's just not a library. So no, that's okay for now. I know what kind of creature the quill came from, right? So I guess if there's anything about that, maybe.
You're not. It's less of knowing what creature the quill came from, but you do know that those quills are used by certain Tritons as sort of like poison weapons. They're from some sort of sea urchin that grows near Nepeot.
Okay. And that's known to be like very, very poisonous.
For sure, yeah. It's like It's one of those like if you see the frog with the bright stripe, don't touch it type deals.
Gotcha. And then, so after the library, I did also. Do we know where Cassandra was going when they left Voltura? It was just around like.
Yeah, what Triad was saying is that it was like a lap around the isle.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna use the unbeknownst, one night of, everyone else kind of just like in secret, I'm gonna use the helm and
Okay.
loop over to the ship.
Go ahead and roll a D100.
Shit. Okay. I'm scared now. Okay. So I rolled a 63. Right?
63.
63, yes.
There needs to be a
Okay.
tree on this ship so I can get
Because
you
I
the...
imagine like I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, you're familiar with the
you know,
Drachmae. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do manage to pop over to the ship, and you see Cassandra is whipping your crew into shape. And you hired good people, but Cassandra's sort of like road testing them essentially, and just in the time that you're there, how long do you want to spend there?
Not too long, maybe just like not even really the night. I just want to talk to Cassandra about a couple things, and then I'll probably just go back.
Sure. So you see, as you pop in, they're in the middle of like a fake fire emergency, and Cassandra's yelling at them like, if there's a fire in the quarter, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go, go, go! But you appear. She goes, Miriam, it's a pleasure. What is it
Hello.
that I can do for you?
Couple things I wanted to talk to you about, and I'll just try to like usher her back to like the captain's quarters so we can talk in private.
Sure. Yep.
So I've been thinking about everything that we went over before, and I have a couple questions, I guess maybe theories to run by you. I mean, so first things first, right? When you found the Virgin Naiad, okay, the crew was completely gone, right? There wasn't anybody on the ship. It looked like everyone just disappeared, right?
Yes.
Do you think maybe, I mean, the ship didn't look damaged, right? Everyone was just gone.
Yes.
Do you think maybe from the presence of Poseidon being on the ship, maybe Dromocrates or something else like?
It is certainly possible. But in my experience, stories with krakens, they don't usually leave a ship untouched.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, it's possible, but not likely. Okay, and then I Alexios has been rubbing off on me a little bit, and we're having the ship being commissioned, right? So I got to thinking about upgrades for the ship, but I wanted to run them by you and your bosun first, because I feel like, our ship is still being built. I have time for that, but you guys are out on the water, and I feel like it'll probably be better for you to talk about it first. So
This is a bit putting the wagon before the horse, no?
maybe. Just hear me out. I was thinking if there was a way to, because, okay, Ryujin, would he have the knowledge of like when, let's say, a kraken or like Dromocrates attacks a ship, like would he like wrap around the ship with like a tentacle?
I mean, the way the stories tell it, it sounds like, yeah, like tentacles emerge and crush a ship, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking maybe if there were sharp barbs or razor-like pieces of metal on the hull, on the outside, the underneath, maybe not like a bunch of just straight razors, because barnacles, that would be hard to clean over time, rust, yada yada, but something along those lines, in case Dromocrates were to attack the ship, and try to wrap around it, it would get torn into. And granted, he's a kraken, it might not do enough damage, but it might be enough to help.
Virgin, that is not a bad idea. It seems very complicated to see if we can create some sort of coating on the bottom of the ship that will survive being underwater for months on end and
Mhm.
still be sharp.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought was metal, but out on sea, it's gonna rust really, really
Right.
easily because of the ocean. So, um, I am not sure. Maybe, I mean, I know it's probably pricey, but I mean, well, no, that wouldn't be viable.
In
I don't
any
know.
case, that sort of idea could work, but it would need a ship to be docked for weeks or months for that upgrade to be made, let alone the
Yeah.
cost it would cost, and who
I-
knows if someone would even know how to make it.
I mean, if you want, I could talk to Alexios, see if maybe he knew or he could somehow speak with the Once Mote, maybe get some insight on that and get back to you. I just figured, you guys are out on the water all the time. Eventually we're going to be going to Nepeout, and we know that the link is near Nepeout, and where the link of Oceanus likely is, I doubt Tromocrates is far behind. And, I don't want you guys to be in those crosshairs, but, I mean, we don't know where he is or where Apotrepo is. I mean, anything is possible at this point. So I just, wanted to run that by you in case it was something you wanted to do. You could be prepared, but that's totally up to you.
Perhaps I know that there is a gifted shipwright on Vulcan. Perhaps he would be suited for this task.
And Vulcan?
I have just heard stories. I do not know the man personally.
Okay. And then I know I've picked your brain about Apple's Folly a couple times already, Ilya with the chest and there was runes on it, and
Yes.
okay. So then I'm not sure if there was anything else. Oh, right. What kind of battering ram is on this ship? Do I remember if there is a battering ram?
On this one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a giant squid kraken. It's like
Okay.
it's meant to look somewhat like Tromocrates.
Okay. All right. Well, that about does it. I don't want to waste too much time, I guess, going over theories and ideas for upgrades. I should probably run those by Alexios and see what he thinks first. He's kind of the weapons specialist, so I don't know. Just wanted to pop in, check in, talk to you a little bit, see how things are going. And I don't know. We may or may not do that ritual coming up. I assume we told Cassandra about that, right?
Sure. If not, you could fill her in right now.
Yeah. Okay. We might do it, might not do it. I'm not sure. But I guess just keep doing what you're doing. Be safe. It's weird. Started to really enjoy being at sea or back inland again. It's strange.
You will end up at sea again. Once everything that you have to do is done, you will be at sea again.
I hope so.
Oh, I do not doubt it. As long as you survive, you will be at sea.
Yeah, there's that.
And according to the stories, in the underworld there is a section that is completely underwater. Both for sailors who long to be at sea for eternity, and for the wicked who need to be drowned forever.
That's pretty rad. I think it's water or like Styx water,
I do not know.
Not sure I want to find out, but
Nor do I. Not
Okay.
before the time is right.
yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's probably all I've got without just asking you questions I've already asked you. So, I guess, yeah, if you guys, anything important happens, shoot, I guess, one of us a message if you can. How's the crew doing? How are they? Are they?
You have a gifted group.
Oh,
You
I
are going to
hope
be fine.
they are all trustworthy.
As do I.
All right. Well, I'll give Cassandra a hug, and yeah.
All right. Go ahead
See
and
you
roll
next
D100 to teleport back home.
Ah, shit. Okay. We're gonna use the same small dice. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. 86.
Yeah, you're fine. You teleport right back to the pool in Sunbrook.
I'm really
Um,
just waiting for that time I get like a 7. Or
Yeah, and you end
like
up in
18.
fucking the Bloodshore.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen when it really, really matters. I'm calling it. It's gonna be
For
an
sure.
important life or death moment for like multiple people, and I'm gonna biff it.
All right. Anything else for you, Jin, over these next 2 weeks?
I will help Alexios with the gauntlets and whatever
Sure.
else
Sure.
Alexios needs help with. And I don't know, just help everyone out if they need it.
You got it. Sounds good. Illmaye, I know we sort of got sidetracked in the middle of yours. Is there anything else over the next 2 weeks that you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to go to the library, look some stuff up. I'm looking for anything to do with the Six Sisters, who they were, kind of where they would be at, like where they were known to be around.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Uh, 11.
11. There's really only one book about the Six Sisters that you see, and it's a very small one. It almost reads as if it's made for children. And you definitely get the sense from this book that they're sort of depicted as boogeymen type creatures, that they exemplify the evil rottenness of the Titans, and if you're naughty, the Six Sisters will come and eat you or whatever. It doesn't really talk much about any of their sort of like individual traits. They're all sort of painted with a pretty broad brush. And it doesn't say anything about like where they can be found, because it sort of depicts it as if they are everywhere all at once.
Okay, next I want to try and look up stuff about the underworld, ways that people have gotten in before, stuff like that, trying to research for whenever we do go.
Go ahead.
$18.
18. The first one's obvious. It's to die, and pass through limbo, and then to be escorted down to the underworld. Then you cross the River Styx, and you're there. It is possible to plane shift to the underworld, but it's impossible to plane shift beyond the River Styx. So before you cross the River Styx, there could be some high-level adventurers that have been there before. That's like, for instance, that's how Achilles was given his immortality, his almost immortality. His mother was a powerful adventurer, plane shifted to the underworld, and dipped him in the River Styx. So that is possible, and that's also how you get some underworld things popping up in the material plane, like some underworld crops or things that grow on the outside of the River Styx. But it's impossible for a living creature to go beyond the River Styx, as you can only cross the River Styx in Charon's canoe. Charon's canoe, not Charon. And you have to pay for that with a drachmae, and you can't do it if you're alive. Then also it talks about the Path of Orpheus, and the story therein, secret back way that after Orpheus went back up, Hades then like supplemented with a bunch of enchantments and other sorts of things to prevent anyone from using that path again. And then theoretically, I mean, people also, they talk about, if you plane shift to Tartarus, you could get to the underworld through Tartarus, but again, you'd still be on the outside of the River Styx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then next, after the library stuff, I wanted to write a little note for the bag of portals and just say any words on Hands of Fate and stick it in there. And just monitor for I see if I get a response.
Okay. After a few days, you do get a response. A note that just says, if I give you a lead, I expect you to follow it.
Okay. I wasn't anywhere near Sullivan when you sent the previous one. But I can head there now.
You get no response.
Okay. And then lastly, I'll finally go and buy myself a new set of lockpicks. So
Sure.
I can...
Yeah. Mark off 25 gold, and you got your
I'm buying
lockpicks.
2 sets.
50 gold, and you got your lockpicks.
Woohoo! Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. So, I will say, Anura, Adagio, Alexios. We'll get to your next 2 weeks next week. And then, theoretically, a ritual. And or a real Kora date. We'll see. So we're going to end that episode there. Sorry for the tech difficulties earlier, but hopefully that was enough twists and turns to keep you on your toes. We will be back next week for episode 51. So we'll see you then. We love you, and we'll be here same time, same place next week. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.